Right, welcome to the stream. This is our second stream of the day and our final stream of the day. Today we're going to be, for this second stream, we're going to be doing Man United versus Chelsea. The game starts in 29 minutes, so we're going to go through the lineups, we're going to go through the match news, like the stats and head-to-head. And then we're going to look at the team league table and the results that happened earlier on today. So, start off, we're going to look at the lineups. So, Man United's lineup. Just going to get Man United Chelsea here. So Man United are playing a 4-2-3-1 with De Gea in goal. Harry Maguire making his debut at centre back with Lindelof, Luke Shaw left back, Wan-Bissaka right back, McTominay and Pogba in CDM slots with Lingard, Martial and Pereira cam, and then Marcus Rashford is up top. On the bench they have Mata, Young, Daniel James, Romero, Greenwood, Matic and Twansby. So probably the best possible Man United squad. I mean, Matic could play, but I guess loads of Man U fans might prefer McTominay, to be honest. But it's a decent squad for them. But going through the Chelsea squad, they're also playing 4-2-3-1. They got Kepa in goal, Zuma and Christensen at centre back, Azpilicueta right back, Emerson left back, Jorginho and Kovacic in the midfield with Mason Mount on the left cam, Pedro on the right cam. I don't know if it's left mid and right mid, I don't think it is. But them two there, Barkley's at central cam and Tammy Abraham is at striker. On the bench they have Marcos Alonso, Kante, Caballero, Kennedy, Giroud, Pulisic, and they also have Fikayo Tomori. Never heard of him, but see if he comes on today and does really well, we'll have to wait and see. But Kante's not starting today, instead they're playing Kovacic and Jorginho, with Mason Mount starting for Chelsea and then Pedro Barkley. So interesting that Kante's not starting. There must be a reason behind him not starting. I have no idea why, but we'll have to wait and see. But Tammy Abraham and Marcus Rashford leading the strikers, are in striker spots for Man United and Chelsea, which mad. I think both of these sides were like the best two English clubs in the world a decade ago. Now look at these squads, like especially this squad compared to their 2012 Champions League winning squad and stuff. It's gone down hugely. But we're going to look at the match facts now and team news. So we'll start with team news. Harry Maguire is set to make his Man United debut. which he is. Paul Pogba is in contention following a back injury, but Sanchez is not expected to start following his involvement in the Copa America. So Pogba is starting. Sanchez is not involved today. Chelsea could be missing Kante, who is up out with the knee injury that ended his pre-season. He's on the bench today, so that must be why he's not starting today, because of that injury. Loftus-Cheek, Rudiger and Hudson-Odoi remain out, so all of them three are out. Those three pretty decent players for Chelsea who would probably get into the team today, but obviously they're injured. Match facts. This will be the first opening day meeting between Man United and Chelsea since... Someone's calling me a number. I'll restart. This will be the first opening day meeting between Man United and Chelsea since Jose Mourinho won his first Premier League match with the Blues. Man United have not hosted Chelsea on the opening day of the league campaign since 1958. They won 5-2 courtesy of Bobby Charlton hat-trick. The Reds have triumphed in just 2 of the last 13 Premier League games against Chelsea, but they are unbeaten in 6 home matches. Chelsea are the only club who have won more Premier League matches against United. They have lost with 18 victories and 15 defeats. So those are the head-to-head. We'll read the Man United and Chelsea things in a second, but welcome to the stream, CCA News. We have 5 people in here. Hopefully that can go up once the game begins. But there is going to be so much people doing the exact same thing. You have the United stand, and there's just going to be loads of people doing it. But we are also going to be doing a mod upgrade. So at the end of the game, once it finishes, 5 minutes after the end of the game, we're going to be making someone a moderator. So if you want a chance of being a moderator, hit the subscribe button and just comment, so I can see that you're in the stream and you've subbed. Because the more streams you enter or are in during the week, the more chance you have of being a moderator. So I know a few people that could be within a chance of being a moderator if they join this stream today and comment. So there's 5 people in there. I've only seen 1 person comment at the moment, so if you're one of them people, subscribe to the channel and comment so I can see who's in here and who I could be giving a moderator to. But now, moving on from that, we're going to read this. So, Man United failed to win any of their final 5 last games of the season, losing 3 and drawing 2. They could equal the club Premier League record of 4 consecutive winless home fixtures. However, United can win their opening match in 5 successive top-flight seasons for only the 2nd time and the 1st time since 1910. The Red Devils have lost just 1 of the last 26 matches when opening a top-flight campaign at home. United kept just 7 clean sheets last season, only relegated Huddersfield and Fulham with 5 apiece fared worse. They have not secured a Premier League clean sheet since a goalless draw with Liverpool on the 24th of February. United's only league victory against another top 6 team last season came at Tottenham in January. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer final competitive appearance for United came in the 2007 FA Cup final against the Chelsea side featuring Frank Lampard, which they lost. Transfer and Football Talk says Common United, and he also says, are you doing commentary for the Super Cup? I'm not sure yet. I probably will, but I might not. I'm not sure yet. Because on the Wednesday I have football training until 7:30, and the game kicks off at like 1:45, so I may not be able to. We'll have a look quickly. Is that just Premier League fixtures? Liverpool. Yeah, it's 8 o'clock, so I might be able to. I'm not too sure yet. Because it takes 20 minutes to get from my house to the football training place. That's 10 minutes before kickoff, and then I probably won't be able to, but we'll have to wait and see. But looking at the Chelsea match facts, Chelsea lost just one of their final 13 games in all competitions last season. A 2-0 away defeat at Liverpool. However, the Blues triumphed in only 2 of the last 9 league games on the road, drawing 2 and losing 5. They have never been defeated when opening a Premier League season on a Sunday. The last Chelsea manager to lose his first Premier League match in charge was Avram Grant, a 2-0 defeat at Man United in September 2007. Chelsea were winless in all 9 Premier League away fixtures last season. At teams in the top half of the table, drawing 3 and losing 6. They conceded 14 goals in their 5 league away matches at top 6 sides, and only avoided defeat at Man United, drawing 1-1. Frank Lampard won just 1 of his 9 Premier League appearances as a player against Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and was outscored 4-1 by the Norwegian. So those are the match facts. We've already read the team news. We'll put the lineups there for 30 seconds, then we'll scroll down to the bench. Then we have 15 minutes to kick off to look at the other results today, and then I'm not sure what we can do for the next 10 minutes. As soon as it turns 9:14, I'll scroll it down to the bench, then we'll look at the other results today. Alright, 9:14, scroll down to the bench, then we're going to have a look at the other results today. Alright, 9:15, we're going to look at the other results. So, the game we did commentary for at the 2 o'clock kickoff was Leicester v Wolves. It finished 0-0. The stats are here. We'll keep them on for 30 seconds. Right, you probably had enough time to read them now, but there was a few decent chances for both sides. Wolves actually scored a goal, but it got disallowed by VAR. But in this game, the stats are there. Keep them on for about 30 seconds. And then I didn't actually see what happened in this game. All I know is Aubameyang scored 58 minutes in, and that's the only goal of the game. We'll show you the league table and the top scorers, and then we've got about 12 minutes till kickoff. So that's the top 16 at the table, and then we'll scroll it down about 20 seconds. And there's the relegation zone. Alright, so that's the league table. The top scorers: Sterling on 3 goals, Barnes and Harry Kane on 2 goals. The rest are on 1 goal. Salah's up there because he's got 1 assist and 1 goal. The rest got 1 goal. 0 assists. So now we have 12 minutes till kickoff. We're gonna go back on Man U versus Chelsea, which kicks off in 12 minutes. We'll put the lineups there for anyone that's just joined the stream. Okay, so I don't know what to do for 11 minutes. I'm just sub count on that. So our goal will be 1,470 by the end of the game. I'll do that. And put that. Oh, that's fine, then I'll have the chat there, so let me just get the chat. We have 3 people watching. If you're new to the channel and you want to see more live commentaries, hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna put the chat up here. Alright. So that's all sorted for then. I don't think this is going to get much people watching because so much people are streaming it. But we'll see. We've got 4 people now at the moment, which is alright. Could be a lot better. But hopefully when the game's starting, we'll get loads more people. So we had like 4 people, I think, at the start of the Leicester Wolves match. We managed to get 90 towards the end, so hopefully we can do better than that. But it should still be okay. The schedule for next week, we're going to do a video tomorrow. We're going to do Leeds versus Salford Tuesday. And then potentially we'll do the Super Cup Wednesday. If not, we'll do a video. Then Thursday we're going to do another video. Friday we're going to do Huddersfield Fulham. Saturday we're going to do Arsenal Burnley. I'm not sure the 3 o'clock kickoff game we'll do. We'll decide that later on in the week. And then Tottenham versus Man City on the 5:30 kickoff. Then we'll do Sheffield United v whoever they're playing. We'll work out the Sunday thing and Saturday things later on in the week. But welcome to the stream, Legendary Gaming. To the 7 people in this stream, we're going to be doing a mod upgrade at the end of the game. So if you want to have a chance of being a moderator, comment something in the stream so I know you're in the stream, and then subscribe to the channel as well, and then you'll have a chance of being a moderator. If you are just joining, here are the 2 lineups for the game. Also, to be able to be in the mod upgrade, you need to be like in the stream at the time I'm giving away the mods. I'll do it 5 minutes after the game ends for Man U Chelsea. I'll give away the mod to somebody, and then I'll end the stream. But 6 minutes till kick-off. Comment your predictions in the chat. See if anyone can get it correct. I'm going to predict a 1-1 draw. I predicted 1-1 for Leicester Wolves game, finished 0-0. I'm going to predict 1-1 this time, and hopefully it's right. I don't think I've got any predictions right this week. I've been close to loads of them, like 1 or 2 goals off, but don't think I got any right. I got 3 right in a row last week. Predicted Liverpool, Man City, Huddersfield, Derby, and then I predicted another Sunday game, Leeds, Bristol City. But those are the 2 lineups. Left them on the screen for about a minute. Here are the subs for this game. Mata and Matic on the bench against their former sides. Is there anyone in the lineups against their former side? I don't think there is. I don't think any of these players have played for Man U or Chelsea before. But it'll be interesting to see if Mata and Matic come on against their former side, if they'll do anything in the game. We'll have to wait and see. So when you search Man U Chelsea, you can't even see my stream, so I don't think I'm going to get much people in here. But we've still got 5 people in this. Thank you to the 5 people in the stream. The less people in here, the more chance you have of being a moderator, because if you're in the stream by the end, 5 minutes after full time, you're in with a chance of being a moderator. And if there's only like 5 people in there, you got like a 20% chance of getting moderator, unless one of the people in the thing is a moderator already, then you have a 25% chance. So 3 minutes till kickoff, we've seen that. The league table, if Chelsea and Man U draw, Chelsea will go up to 9th. It depends what score. If it's a 0-0 draw, they'll go up to 9th. If it's 1-1, they'll go up to 8th. If it's 2-2, then they'll go up to 7th. Man U will go to 11th if it's a 0-0 draw, and 10th or 9th if it's a 1-1 draw. If Man U win by 1 goal, like a 1-0 win, then they go 7th. If it's like a 2-1, I believe they go 6th. Same with Chelsea. They have to win by 2 goals or more to get into the top 5. 4 goals or more to get into the top 4. So actually it can be 3 goals or more if they win like 4-1, but I highly doubt it'll be that one-sided. I mean, Chelsea v Arsenal's 4-1, so I don't see why this one can't be. But welcome to the stream, Harry. We're 7 subs away from 1,470, which would be the goal for the end of the stream. We are 50 seconds away until the start of the game. No, I'm doing that, I don't need that. I'll just keep on this, it'll make it less confusing. But Harry says I'm, well, big fan, so thank you for watching the streams. I'm assuming you've been in more than one if you're saying a big fan. So I'm going to put the chat there. I have the subscribe thing up here. I'll add them once the game starts. It's past now, so the game should be starting any second now. Once this timer starts, the game will begin. And then we can put on commentary. Lots of streams, alright. Well, thank you for joining in multiple streams then. If you have, then you'll have a good chance of being a moderator. But the game has started. I'm going to put on commentary now. Hopefully you guys enjoy the game. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. I will be shouting out everyone that's subscribed. So shout out to MilMil203 for subscribing. And I'll shout out more people at halftime if you subscribe.
Trying to get in front of him and get that ball away, and he knocks it into touch. So I'll run through the sides for you. Manchester United, David De Gea in goal. Back four of Aaron Wan-Bissaka making his Premier League debut for Manchester United. Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof and Luke Shaw. Scott McTominay and Paul Pogba, two holding midfielders. Three attacking, Andreas Pereira, Jesse Lingard, Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford is the lone striker. As for Chelsea, they've lined up 4-2-3-1 as well. Kepa Arrizabalaga in goal. Back four of Cesar Azpilicueta, Andreas Christensen, Kurt Zouma, Emerson at left back. Jorginho, Mateo Kovacic, two holding midfielders. Three attacking in Pedro, Ross Barkley and Mason Mount playing for Chelsea's Premier League debut for him. Tammy Abraham is the lone striker for the Blues, and they're attacking with Emerson down the flank, but well worked by Wan-Bissaka, who has been on loan at Crystal Palace and performed so well, as mentioned, in England quarters, and he gets to play for his parents' club, and that loan spell with Crystal Palace has done him the absolute world of good, you would say, for him to start on a regular basis now. So most interceptions by a defender in 2018-19 in the Premier League. So a couple of minutes into this fixture, hotly anticipated as well, just to see how Frank Lampard does as his Premier League debut as a Chelsea manager, or as a manager in the Premier League. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has got the sort of side that he wants now, and see what he can do. It's Paul Fisher and Tom Hill with commentary for you. It's a good fast-paced start to this game. Early results saw Leicester and Wolves draw 0-0. Arsenal defeat Newcastle by a goal to 0. Luke Shaw trying to move forward. Here is a play down the right-hand side. Pedro getting challenged by Rashford. Well won by Shaw. Shaw moves it forward. In fact, there is a foul by Shaw, and that will be 0-0. 2.5 minutes gone into this fixture. On the bench for United, Mata Young, James Romero, Greenwood, Matic and Tuanzebe. As for Chelsea, they've got Alonso, Kante, Caballero, Kennedy, Giroud, Pulisic and Tomori as well. Here comes Mason Mount, who was with Derby and Frank Lampard last season. Mount there trying to drive forward, right foot across. He's not a great one, but Maguire, all he can do is bludgeon the ball in for a corner kick. So Chelsea breaking down the right, have an early opportunity with set piece here, Tom.
They do. Very excited to see what some of these youngsters do, Paul. It's the next sort of era, isn't it, of the game going forward. These English players, these youngsters, and I've got no idea what to expect from this fixture, to be honest. It's the first time in a while you could say that about these two teams.
Yeah. There's Chelsea on the attack though. Corner kick comes in. Good header away by Pogba, helping out defensively. Kovacic trying to win that ball back. Ball shot comes in, it smacks against the bar. That was Tammy Abraham there, right-footed strike. That was like an exocet which smacked against the bar and was cleared away. Kovacic finds Pedro just outside the area, right-footed curling effort over the bar and wide. But what a strike from Tammy Abraham. It came from United, couldn't clear their lines. It broke into the penalty box. Kovacic there, Abraham's shot. He couldn't hit it any sweeter, Tom.
No, really good effort from Abraham. He got the number 9 shirt, hasn't he, at Chelsea. Pings the post. And De Gea was well beaten. No wonder Frank Lampard's frustrated.
Yeah, it certainly was. Big opportunity to take the lead there for Chelsea. Smacking the bar. Emerson moves that ball down the line, looking for Abraham, gets caught there, but United win possession again. McTominay finds Wan-Bissaka down the right, and he's going to move forward. He's looking for some help. Gets it inside, looking for Martial, but it's cleared away. It's a fast-paced start. Here is Barkley for Chelsea, driving forward again. He needs a bit of help, surrounded by United players, and a combination of Pogba and Wan-Bissaka win possession back. And Pogba then trying to move across and around his man. Keeps hold of the ball. Mount there's getting a foot in, so is Barkley. Wan-Bissaka has it now. Down the right. The pace that Anthony Taylor's allowing this ball. Now chance to drive across then with Jesse Lingard. Win that ball for Pereira. Now for Martial. Rashford's got Martial in the middle. It's more Martial than Rashford in the centre. Good footing then from Jorginho. Wins possession. It's a foul by McTominay. It will be a free kick for Chelsea just inside their own half. What a pace to this game. What start. And they've done pretty well there. Have Chelsea. United trying to pull forward. It seems that Martial is the lone striker rather than Rashford. So some lineup stats were wrong. Here is Emerson. Moves that ball back to Christensen.
I think, Paul, as well, that they'll. We could probably say they were wrong. I think every time we're going to look up, they're going to be in different positions. I mean, Pereira's actually on the left at the minute.
Yeah.
And he was down to be on the right. Lingard's central, but then he keeps going to the right. They're all over the place. And I think that's the beauty of this team, that at the minute they're rather flexible, because every single one in that front four can all play in each of the position.
Yeah, it looks a good United side, doesn't it, actually? It looks young, it looks vibrant, it looks something that they want. It can be led by Paul Pogba. He can be top dog in that side and lead it all, can't he, really, I think? Chelsea, a little bit of rebuilding for them as that cross came in. They certainly got some future players. You see the likes of Azpilicueta not being part of it pretty soon, you know, so they'll find somebody else at right back. But here come Chelsea, here come Manchester United with Rashford.
Pour that from Rashford. The problem was he was only looking forwards, and I love a player that always wants to look up and have a go, but there was other options out there. Oh, it's a shocking pass.
That's Zuma, isn't it? Right-footed strike from Martial, not his favoured foot, but he didn't get enough on it there. But Zuma caught napping, just played the ball across blindly, and he only found a red shirt and Martial's tame effort, the two Frenchmen combining together there. And an easy save for Arrizabalaga.
He should be scoring for me, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
He's teed up on the edge of the box, and I guess he's favoured. If you're a striker and you can go across goal, it's a favourite sort of position.
Yeah, had to go through the legs there of Jorginho. Yeah, you're absolutely right. He should have done it.
Or, if I'm being super critical, he should have at least forced a very good save out of Kepa, not a tame little daisy cutter across the floor where he barely has to get down. But yeah, I was about to say that looks like a bit of a worrying, bit of a stretcher play, because Kepa didn't seem comfortable that he got the ball, and then all of a sudden neither did Zuma. He was even more uncomfortable.
Yeah. Maguire, Lindelof, the two centre halves today. Here's Pogba drives that ball forward, trying to go through the middle for Martial. That's bright and inventive. Gets a warm round of applause and a thumbs up for Martial. Just had a little bit too much pace on that ball.
Yeah, but that's the sort of pass that Rashford and Martial are going to favour all season, aren't they? You know, very similar strikers to like the likes of Jamie Vardy, lead the line and on their back towards goal, but then they'll be soon turning forward and driving into that little channel in the space. So it's been a pretty decent start, though. We see in terms of, like, you know, the players are getting the ball down, they're trying things. It's a bit frantic. It's, you know, there's a couple of mistakes being made because it is so frantic in parts as well. And yeah, I mean, I just think. But you know, everyone would have said Marcus Alonso would have walked into the team at the start of the season, and he doesn't. So, at the end of the day, Lampard's his own man. I think they'll give him time. A few of our office don't believe that's the case. They think he'll be gone by November, but I don't think they will. One, who's going to know a group of youngsters better than the man that you know has developed a couple of them while on loan at Derby? He's obviously worked with him the last 6-7 weeks, and obviously they're under a transfer ban as Chelsea go wide with the ball.
Trying to get the ball, cross comes in to the post. It just beats Abraham. He's not inside the 6-yard box. Barkley picks up the loose ball on the left hand side, but it's a teasing cross that came in from the right hand side. Pedro's ball floated across for Arrizabalaga, gets deflected this time. It's gathered by De Gea, and Abraham can hold his head, and he knows he was close to giving Chelsea the lead. He should have been there,
Paul. He really should. It's a beautiful little flick on from Pedro, by the way, but why is Abraham on the edge? He's so slow. He's on the penalty spot, and then he decides to make the run as it goes past Mason Mount. He's got to be there so much quicker. You know, if that's I guess, great Chelsea strikers over the years. If that's a Drogba, I know people like that, Diego Costa. Yeah. They're tapping in and it's 1-0 already. Even Lampard. Lampard was perfect runs out of the midfield through the middle of the box. He wouldn't have missed that.
No, he certainly wouldn't, as Pogba switches it to right inside for Wan-Bissaka, but you just see it, Chelsea dominating possession at the moment. They've had the better chances as well. It's a testing first 10 minutes for this young Manchester United side. There's Maguire. And you look at the bench of Chelsea as well. These are players that Lampard will be wanting to get rid of in the future, because they're just cluttering up the new development of Chelsea players, aren't they? The likes of Kennedy and whatnot.
Well, you say that, but he was actually very complimentary about Kennedy, like very complimentary, saying how hard he'd worked in pre-season, and you would favour that there'll be quite a few. I totally agree with you. There's plenty of names in their whole squad that they could easily be getting out of the door and reducing the wage bill by a good few £1 million minimum a year. But it's players like Kennedy that I guess have been given. He's got one last chance. That's it at Chelsea. You know, if Lampard doesn't arrive, he probably doesn't get that chance.
No, that's true.
So he's got to go for it. And there's about 6 or 7 Chelsea players that are in that bracket. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Just give you a quick update, of course, of what we've seen so far. Still goalless at Old Trafford. Manchester United 0, Chelsea 0, but chances at either end of the pitch. The first fell to Tammy Abraham inside the first 5 minutes. The striker on loan by Aston Villa last season managed to scrap his way onto the end of a loose pass and charged a shot towards goal. It was an absolute bullet, but it hit the outside of the post with De Gea beaten. And then at the other end, Manchester United responded with a very poor pass from Zuma. It fell straight to Martial, but he couldn't kick the ball into the hands of the keeper, Kepa. And since then, Mount just gone close to the drive, which was saved. But a good tempo to this game, but it is still 0-0.
It was a good effort that from Mount, wasn't it? It got deflected off Maguire as well, but why is Mount allowed just to drive forward like that? No wonder Harry Maguire is speaking to Scott McTominay there and just saying, why don't you put a foot in, surely? Don't allow him to drive at you. And it's exactly what they're doing. It's a brilliant start from Chelsea. They've really had a go at Manchester United here. And they're wide players, they're direct running midfield players, they're all over the Manchester United midfield. Unfortunately, Paul Pogba and McTominay can't quite cope with it at present. And we shall see how that pans out over the course of the game, of course. There may be a few tactical changes, but I'd be, if I was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I'd be a certainly concerned man at the moment, the amount of space that Pedro, Barkley, Mount are getting at present. Shaw, who clears up the line, is going to go into touch, and there's no run. He's gone into touch, and there is a throw. Mason Mount, of course, spent all last season with Derby under Frank Lampard's tutelage.
Top scorer in pre-season for Chelsea.
I think he's liking this managerial lot, seems to be.
Do you know what though? It's such a change, and it's such a fresh thing, because we all have a little giggle and a laugh about how many players Chelsea send out on loan. It's absolutely ridiculous. 50 plus a season. And I get that, they were the first big team to go all out money, weren't they? They were the first big rich club that threw money at everything to get their success. And they've got a great scouting system. They buy youngsters all around the world. There was even a documentary, weren't they? They did the TV show where players got to win a contract at Chelsea, and they came from all parts of the country, all parts of the world to play for Chelsea. But you can't have 50, 60 players going out on loan every single season. Their wage bill must be astronomical. I know.
What they do then, they must make a lot of money on the players that don't make it at Chelsea. So, for example, they'll send a few players out on loan, quite a few players out on loan, in the hope that one or several of those clubs will buy them at an inflated rate from what they bought them at when they bought them young. So say they buy young players for £1 million, they sell them for 5. There's 4 million profit straight away invested, not only in his wages and there's loan fees as well that they'll get.
I tell you what,
it's wrong. The job, but it's a good business.
Whoever's in charge of the loan reports and the who's at what club, their spreadsheet must be the best.
Oh gosh, yeah, wasn't it? Yeah.
To remember who they are. Of course, they're all at different age groups as well. They're 18s, they're 23s, they're development teams. But it's a fresh change now that they've got someone else in like Lampard that is going to set Mason Mount. Listen, you're good enough, and you're going to play. Simple as.
Yeah, absolutely. Abraham's had several loan spells, hasn't he, with clubs. He's got an opportunity to impress his gaffer here as the cross comes in, and it's going to be cleared away by McTominay, all the way up to as far as Martial. He's got Rashford for company down the left-hand side, and he finds him now. Here is Rashford. It's unfortunate 1-2. Pogba now for Shaw, finds Martial. Martial then trying to bring players into it. Little back heel from Rashford, can't find Martial again. A chance for Chelsea to clear with Mason Mount, who drives it to the left flank. And it's going to go out of play for a Manchester United throw. So they've got that understanding. Rashford, Lingard's involved in that as well. Good players, isn't they, on both sides, and there's certainly a lot of good young English players as well. So
yeah, I mean, pretty much, since I've been doing this job and watching football very seriously, that these kids have been littered with foreign players from all around the world in Europe, and it's not as if they've never had any English talent. Of course, it's very easy to name the ones they had: Lampard, Terry.
Yeah.
Man United have had the Beckhams, the Nevilles, the Butts, the Skulls. As Pereira goes down, pull on the shirt, United are going to get the play on though.
Yeah, here comes Rashford. He was bundled over, was he? Penalty. He was taken out by Zuma, of course. The clumsy defender has just taken Rashford out. Anthony Taylor had no hesitation to point to the spot. Kurt Zuma brings down Rashford, and it will be a penalty to Manchester United. Any complaints there, Tom?
No, none at all. He was clumsy, he went in a bit late, he dragged the heel. I thought it looked like a penalty from first view, and he clips a standing leg. It's stupid.
Well,
Pogba should take, of course.
He should do. I mean, Zuma got his chance back at Chelsea, having spent last season on loan at Everton, and he's not doing anything to impress his new boss here, is he?
He just panics, but that's great. By the way, great refereeing.
Yeah,
there was a free kick, and he said advantage. Yeah. Didn't waste his time. Just get on with the game. And United were too busy ball watching. But Rashford stood there. I don't know if Rashford's got the actual ball for the penalty spot. Do you know what I think he has? Which I'd have thought it'd have been Pogba. Yeah,
that's a good point actually. Yeah, Pogba's normally the man, isn't he? So
he's not missed in 3.
Well, maybe Pogba said, "Well, you've not missed in 3, so."
Unless it's only going to Solskjaer's new instructions, or they're going to take it in turns. I know some clubs do that. Where, Wolves let the penalty takers, Neves and Jimenez, take it in turns. So Rashford versus Kepa.
There we go then. Yeah, just taking his time a little bit at the moment. Kepa Arrizabalaga. There's a big chance for you to make. Chelsea have been on top, they've been the better side, but here's United, an opportunity to take the lead. It's Marcus Rashford waiting for Anthony Taylor's whistle. Takes a few deep breaths. Kepa in goal then. Up steps Rashford, right-footed, and he slams it into the corner net. A beautiful penalty from the youngster. It's Manchester United 1, Chelsea 0.
Manchester United season and the new campaign for them, and the first goal scored for the Red Devils is that of Marcus Rashford, a penalty to the home side. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's men took full advantage of an advantage played by the official, and Kurt Zuma chopped down Rashford. A clear penalty in the box, and Rashford stepped up. It did of course be expected that Paul Pogba would take the penalty, but Rashford has now got 4 penalties in the Premier League. He scored all 4, and it's a beautiful finish. He smashed it into the top corner. Kepa went the right way, but he's never going to get there. An awkward height for the keeper, and the Red Devils lead 1-0 against their great rivals.
They do indeed. Fine penalty that for Marcus Rashford.
So good in terms of how obviously I bet as Kepa set off, he thought, I've got a chance here, and he just kept rising and rising and rising, and then before you know it, he's got nowhere near it.
Well, that's good work from him. It bodes well for England, doesn't it, in the future? But questions, Kurt Zuma, you were caught on your heels there.
I mean, the one thing as well before that, he'd given the ball away, hadn't he, for that Martial chance.
Yeah.
So he's not had a great day so far.
No, he hasn't.
No offence to any of his...
Can only get better.
No offence to any of his mates listening. But
come on, Kurt, pick it up. That's probably what they're saying in French, obviously.
I like him. I was hoping that he would stay put. I think he deserves. He was great at Everton. He deserves one more go at it. Of course, he had that very serious knee injury. He's come back. He's recovered. But you can't. At the end of the day, just because the advantage is played, you can't just react like that and then just fly into a tackle and hope that you've not given the free kick or the penalty away.
We could look at it. It's the defender who's having to try and stop a man with plenty of pace coming towards him, and it's the one who's plenty of pace coming towards him that's won the day there. And so we didn't quite know what to do. He couldn't quite pull off the Bobby Moore, could he? So when somebody drives at you, and he's ended up clipping his heels. So it's nothing what any other defender hasn't done that in the course of the Premier League when they get players driving at them and running at them. It's not necessarily a monumental error on Zuma's part. He was clumsy, but every defender's clumsy in certain parts.
Yeah, I mean, I just say though, he's pretty slow in terms of how he gets back. He's a bit flat-footed. That was the point you made. And the worst thing you want as a defender that's maybe got a bit flat-footed is one of the fastest strikers in the division.
Exactly, yeah. Comes in to the back post. Here's Harry Maguire picking up the loose ball, tries to get the crossing, but it's blocked. In fact, it's gone out for a corner, I think. Couldn't quite see what it's going out for, but that free kick that came over just about beat everybody there, and it did. Chelsea defence is on a sort of angle. Maguire there couldn't quite get the crossing, but they've got a corner kick. Pogba, Maguire, Rashford and McTominay are standing all in a line here. Something that they've worked on in training, a bit like what England did. Here's Andreas Pereira then getting the ball to the back post. Good header away though at the back there by Christensen. Picks out Shaw. Now Pogba waits to try and curl the ball, and it's deflected away all the way up as far as Shaw, who picks up the loose ball. Back now with Lindelof, and Lindelof will move the ball back to De Gea, and De Gea will wait and then kick it first time straight down the middle. Then who's going to pick that one up? It's Pogba. Good header, finds Martial, spins away from his marker. Rashford goes through the middle. Martial trying to curl onto his right boot. He does, but it's blocked. Here's Pereira. He's got a runner down the right. Oh, there's an offside flag up. Who was that against then? Christensen's down. Head injury, sorry.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a bit controversial here. I mean, because they were well on the attack, United. Maguire's face tells it all. Unless a head injury, I'm not sure. But if it is, then fair do. I think it's, I just jumped up for the header with Pogba. He gets an arm across the side of the face. So it's a head injury, so he has to stop the game. Yeah,
has to stop the game. If they are, Pogba's eyes are on the ball, so no malice intended. And not from what is evident there. I don't know whether Paul Pogba had other ideas, but from what I can see, he just went up to challenge for the ball. So Christensen with an ice pack. That's okay. Let's have a look at this again then. That seems something went down. And it was a good block initially, wasn't it? It was Pereira there trying to get the ball back.
See, the thing for me, the referee should have been blown up earlier. He looks over his shoulder twice. He knows it's an aerial collision and the player's not got up.
Yeah.
Or moved.
Stop play.
He's gone on about 5-6 seconds too long, and that's when it then looks like he's made a really bad call. And because Chelsea are defending the edge of the box, United are about to shoot, and he goes, actually, there's a head injury here. And Lingard's now trying to dispute the incident. Pereira. What should happen here is, I can't remember which game I watched the other day where the referee is telling Lingard, you've got to go back to Chelsea and give the ball back. Really, Chelsea should give United the ball back where they had it.
Yeah.
Zuma's now kicked it all the way back towards De Gea in goal.
Yeah.
United get the ball back, but I can't remember which game it was, but they let them restart near the corner flag where they had the ball originally.
Yeah, it's a strange ruling.
And an attack was on, and it was like, well, let's start from where we had the ball.
Yeah, it is odd what they've done now with drop balls and scenario where so Maguire will I'll bring back in Tom in a second as Lindelof gives the ball to Pogba. As the challenge comes in there from Kovacic.
Well done, Pogba.
Makes his way in for Lingard, who drives in front of Emerson. Lingard gets the ball under control, moves it to the right hand side for Wan-Bissaka. All of a sudden United have got the wind in the sails at the moment as they push forward. 2 men on Wan-Bissaka on the right hand side. That's something they've worked on, but he still beats them all, gets the crossing, hits Emerson. It's going to go to the back post. It's going up in the air. It's punched away by Kepa, brought down by Pereira. It's going to take on Azpilicueta, but it's going to be cleared away. No, but Chelsea don't clear their lines. Pedro finds Shaw, McTominay, and Rashford can't keep it in play. It's out of play. 24 minutes gone. United hold the lead against Chelsea by 1-0. Here's Tom to take us through to half time.
Do you know what? You made a point earlier about cheers, Paul, by the way. You made a point earlier about United looking fresh, looking young, looking pacey and hungry. It is like the United of old as they charge forward. There's just red shirts everywhere charging into the box, and I think a lot of their fans got a little bit tiresome of their maybe prima donnas, been a little bit lazy, a little bit. The thing is about, I'm not saying Lukaku was lazy, but he's a big boy. He might look a bit lazier if he's not running at full throttle. And Solskjaer said, didn't he? We've got a fever wanted. He needs a move. I'm ready to move on. As Martial flicks it into the far post for this new man at right back, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who brings it under control. Goes back to Pogba. Pogba's going to turn inside. He goes down and he slips. Doesn't appeal it, Paul Pogba. The pass from Mount to Barkley is too risky. So McTominay picks up the lack of a touch from Barkley.
Do you know, I think they're missing another centre half. An old sort of been there, done that type of centre half to play alongside Maguire.
Oh, United here.
Yeah, not Chelsea. Yeah, United are. I think they needed somebody to play alongside. Lindelof is all right as a fill-in, but I think Maguire needed. He just needs somebody like Maguire had. Who would he have alongside him? Wes Morgan, didn't he? So,
or a Johnny Evans.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, but that comes with time, doesn't it? I mean, he's got Jones, Smalling, and Lindelof. He's got three sort of. He can mix around. Yeah, but I'm not going to mention it. Yeah. I did that on purpose. I'm annoyed at you for mentioning it. Everton will link with them on deadline day, and I was thinking, what on earth are you doing? Here's Harry Maguire going the wrong way, scoops the ball out towards right back Wan-Bissaka. Great touch and a play inside to McTominay. He's going to hurry up here. McTominay goes down the line to Lingard, who goes to Wan-Bissaka, who brings it under control, but wins a throw-in. Good tackle by Emerson. And again, a real good pace about the game. Both teams are really happy to try and spread the play. They're not getting too caught up with these simple sideways passes. They're going long range. They're going for height and pace. They'll throwing down from Wan-Bissaka toward Lingard. Here comes Lindelof smashing forward. And I mean, Lindelof might improve if he plays alongside someone like Harry Maguire.
True.
You can see he's in the best 5 centre-backs in the Premier League. Maguire?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, probably.
Just trying to think if we could have a bit of a list of who would be better than obviously Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah.
Maybe Alderweireld or Vertonghen. Maybe.
Alderweireld and Vertonghen would certainly be on par, wouldn't they? So they'd be around that.
I think he's in the top 5.
Yeah.
They might be able to learn a bit of practice off him. It's 27 minutes in, listening to Off-Tube Studio Commentary. It's Manchester United 1, Chelsea 0. Zuma's given the ball away again. He has to go back and retrieve it as the deflection went over his head towards his own goal line. Kepa then goes left-footed and clears it away. Pogba heads it back towards danger. And Zuma now goes with an up and under, clears it over halfway towards Abraham, who's beaten in the air by Maguire. And Maguire stoops the header out towards the far side. And it's out of play for a throw-in, but he has got that no-nonsense element about his game, Harry Maguire. He's also got the element of being able to play out from the back. He's got the ability to score goals as well. And it's now worked out to the right here. They come with Azpilicueta down the right-hand side looking for Pedro. Maguire gets to him first, though, and nudges him off the ball and makes sure it's still only a 1-0. No chance of an equaliser. Maguire playing left centre-half today, by the way. He's Azpilicueta on the far right-hand side. They go down the line with Pedro towards Azpilicueta. It's a poor pass back to Pedro, brings it under control. Jorginho to Kovacic. Really good touch from Kovacic, who has to lean back because the pass was fired into him. Here they come with Emerson. Then down the line looking for the run was Barkley, but nothing can get through the legs of Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And it is going to be a Chelsea throw-in, which Emerson's going to try and take. He's got the ball in hand.
Wan-Bissaka should have that right-back position nailed for United now for a number of years, shouldn't he? Really?
I'd like to think so. Well, that's something they've not done for a number of years. Yeah. Antonio Valencia, they didn't play out of position for 3 years.
Actually, Young's had to step in, hasn't he?
So that's something. Luke Shaw should really have the left-back spot, but they keep playing Young there as well. And maybe that's going to be I think that's what they've struggled with United. They've not had a consistent team. There's too many chopping and changing, and I've heard great things about Pereira, seen some good things as well, as he gets onto the right wing as Chelsea give the ball away, trying to attack. Good work from United, one-touch passing. Pogba tries to spin away at the tackle, no contact, but Rashford goes and wins the ball back. Emerson then takes advantage of his poor touch. There's Zuma, there's Christensen with a really poor back pass to Kepa. Kepa goes down the line to Christensen, who has to be on his bike. Lingard's coming, and the United crowd on their feet because Jesse Lingard ran himself into the ground and pushed the ball wide and out for a throw-in on the far side. But that's the side of the game that United fans didn't see enough of, the tough and the guts and what Roy Keane would have favoured over the years, the Palaces, the Bruces, the Robsons, the ugly side of the game. And they've probably not seen enough of that of their team in the last 12 months. And at the moment, half an hour in, I'm sure they'll be thinking, well, this is more like it.
Yeah. Now that ropey start, didn't they, really? They're coming and growing into the game a lot more. Good signs for Manchester United fans.
Yeah, here's Wan-Bissaka. running towards the box. He's tries to switch the cross, and it's deflected away by the feet of Jorginho. Here's Barkley. Barkley gives it away in a really bad area. McTominay. Barkley's got to get back. He's stood still. He's at walking pace. He's arguing as Martial picks his spot, and goals for goal. Well, that's really poor then from Ross Barkley. Gives the ball away, too busy blaming others, and in the end it's fired just past the far post by Anthony Martial. The Red Devils still lead by a single goal to nil against Chelsea, and the latest shot towards goal has come in from Anthony Martial. That's been the first for around 10 minutes since we last had the first goal of the game from Rashford's penalty after that Zuma foul. Both teams have tried to get forward. The pace is still pretty intense. Not as, intense as relentless, but it's end to end. Both teams trying. The impressive players have been the likes of Wan-Bissaka, Rashford. Pogba's looked good as well. Chelsea need to get Abraham and Mount into the game a little bit more, and a chance comes forward for Mount. His cut back to Abraham was a little bit poorer, but that's a bit better from the Blues. Need to do a bit more of that as we approach towards half-time. The Red Devils still lead by a single goal to nil.
Yeah, good opportunity that for Mount, wasn't it? He was free, got that ball from Barkley, went through McTominay, and he chose to cross the ball in behind everybody, did Mount. A bit naivety there as he gets the cross in, but it's going to be cleared away by United's defence. So Chelsea have hit back here. This is good from them. But United just caught rocking as they stretch forward. This is a good game. Good game between two sides wanting to play open, attractive, attacking football. And as you mentioned it, Tom, as well, these two sides have been exactly the opposite that in the past 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, I thought Sarri's team were a bit dull to watch. I thought Mourinho's team were one of the worst teams to watch in the Premier League last year. And you look at the squad, and you sat there and they're playing one up front, and you've got Martial, Rashford in the bench, or on the wings, while Lukaku can stand still up front. You just think to yourself, go for pace. There's so much pace in the Premier League. As Shaw gets the ball towards Martial, looking for Pogba. Is he offside? Heads it back towards goal. Kepa picks up the pieces. But United are certainly looking the sharper going forward. That's where Chelsea's transfer ban will, of course, really hurt them. But here comes Barkley through the middle. Wan-Bissaka's trying to get him off the ball. What a tackle. But Barkley goes back and gets the second bounce. It's Abraham. Oh, it's a shocking layoff from Tammy Abraham. He's frustrated at himself, and he's a bit... I've always found Tammy Abraham's first touch has never been good enough, and it's what I always thought would let him down in the Premier League. That pass there was poor. Pogba's been caught the ball a few times. He wants a free kick, as Abraham, in all credit to him, goes back to get it. Now Ross Barkley's touch is even worse. Why should I say lack of? He's telling everybody to calm down. Well, they can't calm down, Ross, because you've just stepped over the ball while they're in a good position. And I tell you what, there's not many players... I'm not saying I'm a massive Ross Barkley fan because he's been around for years now, but there's not many players that when they get the ball down, they're as exciting to watch as Ross Barkley. When he got his head down, he's running. Because there's not many centre midfielders that do that anymore.
No, driving at the ball, but he needs to pick it up a little bit here. There's 2 times now he's just lost possession in good areas. Once in a dangerous area.
Same as Zuma. There's a few players that have been carried at times. Pogba's done okay in other areas. His touches have been alright. His driving runs have been good. He's good in the air. And then when it's a simple... That's the thing with Pogba. He'll play a crossfield pass that nobody else on that pitch can do. He'll then make a 2-yard pass that goes wrong, and you think to yourself, what are you doing? But that's why he's not the finished product yet for me.
Pogba.
He's not elite. I think he's very, very good. I don't understand the boo boys. I don't understand why he gets so much stick, I'll be honest.
Well, I don't understand that, because he was sensational for Juventus. He virtually carried their midfield.
Well, they got 6-7 league titles in a row. His trophy cabinet suggests he's quite a good footballer.
Yeah, exactly.
Jury's out on this man, Lingard, as here they come down the left again with Martial. 33.5 minutes gone. Martial turns inside. He goes to go past Jorginho. He'd beaten Azpilicueta, but Jorginho, it's a shocking pass. Chelsea at the minute are letting themselves down. They must be crisper. They could easily be found themselves 2-0 down as Martial goes to Pogba. Rashford played in offside. Rashford drills it home. The issue is that it's an offside. Rashford, of course, taking the chance that it wasn't Pogba that played it through. They're going to look at this because they need to see who plays this, don't they? Is it a Chelsea touch or is it a United? So it's worth looking at. Pogba's caught on the ball, that's why he's limping. It is Pogba.
It's just Pogba, yeah. It's tell you what, it's a good finish from Rashford.
Should not be a free kick?
They're going to bring it. Are they going to bring it back? Did he win the ball, Kovacic? What they're going to ask for? What did the referee decide straight away? Well, the referee's gone straight away with offside, hasn't he? So now there's somebody in his ear telling him, maybe.
Well, that's it. It's always given as offside, but it's a foul on Pogba for me. I mean, he's long gone, he's Rashford. We all know that. We all knew he was marked offside. It's who touched the ball, though. Break off, because here comes Barkley. Chance to strike then. Right footed. Just past the far post. And Well, Ross Barkley's got his left thumb up in appreciation of the pass and a bit of encouragement from his teammates, but he's not too far away there at all, Paul.
It's a good effort that, wasn't it, really? Jody Morris speaks to Frank Lampard about what he's seen so far on the football fields. And it's not good from a Chelsea point of view at times, defensively. But going forward, they've been okay, in actual fact. Abraham's composure's let him down. I'm really impressed by Barkley going forward and Mason Mount definitely going forward.
Yeah, here's Pedro. A little step over or two. Now gets into a shooting position. He comes out, then does Maguire, but it's straight into the hands of De Gea. And it was one of those that it's so comfortable for De Gea that you can't really class it as a very good effort, can you, or a decent chance. It's a really routine sort of save, but still a shot on target for Chelsea. As Lindelof's put under a heap of pressure, Martial shields possession from Jorginho, then he flicked it down the line. Pereira's going to pick up the pieces, he gets caught, it should be a free kick. Zuma's punished, Kovacic complains, and they're quite lucky there, Chelsea. The cards come out because Pereira was away. They're quite lucky that the bobble of the bounce didn't actually fall to another Chelsea player, but Zuma is the first man in the book.
He's so clumsy at times, Zuma, isn't he, really? He's all committed and all harsh, but why is he making a rash challenge like that there? He's caught up in the moment, I think. The momentum has given him that yellow card.
Just gets a little bit too excited, doesn't he?
As we see, a big fan of Chelsea kit, to be honest.
No, again, we won't talk about that.
We've got to talk about something, Tom. It's a bit audio descriptive.
Just the game. even if nothing happens in 10 minutes, I'm just going to keep talking about it. I'm not going to ask you anything, just in case you go back to the two banned topics. So,
well, I need prior notice of what we can and can't talk about. So.
Okay, I'll give you a list for next time. Here's Maguire offside flag. I think it's gone up against United. 37 minutes gone. Maguire looks on a frustrated figure, and of course, a bit of a no-brainer for him, though, isn't it? If United come calling, more likely to get in Europe than Leicester are.
Well, it was a drawn-out affair, wasn't it, really? I mean, it was all started after the World Cup, didn't it, last year? And it took us a year to get to this point. And then only 3 weeks before the start, in fact, not even that, was it?
No.
2 weeks before the start of the season. So it was a long protracted. And Leicester, make a massive profit on the player you bought from Hull City for 5 million. He sold him for 80, whatever it was. Was it 5 million? Something like that.
Great business.
Yeah.
Really good business.
I wonder how much did Hull have a sell-on clause?
I think they might have done. I tell you what, it was quite funny as well when Brendan Rodgers was asked, did you put any bids in for players? And he said yes. And he said, why didn't you get any of them? And he said, well, and then the reporter said, is it because they all added the inflation price? And he said yes. So any target, Lewis Dunk, how much do you want? I'll have £75 million if you don't mind. Nathan Aki, £75 million as well. There's a free kick to Chelsea. Emerson's going to try and stand over it. He dummies and allows Mason Mount to take it. It's a really poor delivery from Mount. Doesn't beat the first man. That was on the left wing, that set piece. So Emerson's back in possession after Jorginho picked up the pieces, and now he goes out to the right wing. Here is Pedro. Pedro dropped the shoulder, but in the end decides to go nowhere with it. And it is going to be...
Well, he gets to the point at times, doesn't it, when the transfer fee becomes irrelevant, doesn't it? So it's whether a player wants to play for X, Y or Z. Because like you said, you know full well that Leicester can afford to buy Lewis Dunk, but Brighton can afford not to sell him. So...
Oh, shocking pass from Martial, by the way. Just break off because here's Jorginho. Chelsea are a little bit far back as Pedro comes forward. Pedro, it's a great run. It's into Barkley. He's into the box. Can he get onto his left foot? He tries to go across goal. Saved by De Gea. It's going to come out to Jorginho. Right foot. He cleared away by Maguire. A double effort from Chelsea. Still 1-0 to United.
It's a good game, this, isn't it, really? Chelsea have shown enough bottle to go and try and equalise now. And some may argue that they
Barkley now. Barkley's going to take a touch or two. He's going to drive towards goal. It's in towards Jorginho. Went for the 1-2. Didn't quite get there in time. As it's really good work from Christensen to go out wide. And Kovacic is going to get on the ball now. He dropped a shoulder and tried to go past Lingard. Kovacic then turns away and decides against making the first time pass. It's looped up and over the air, looking for the head of Barkley. It's out towards Emerson. Emerson's going to strike towards goal. Oh, it's hit the inside of the post and bounced out for a goal kick. And Emerson's now rattled the post. And De Gea at the near post. It's twice that the Blues have hit the upright. And it's a great effort from there. I don't think anybody expected it, Paul. I thought most people thought he's going to go for a cross the face of goal towards Mount, but he's gone for it.
Yeah.
And he smashed the upright.
I'm guessing he thought, well, Wan-Bissaka's going to try and, if he ever thought that, Wan-Bissaka's going to try and block me here, so I'm going to have a shot. I think I can't get the ball to Mason Mount across because it's going to be cleared, but it's exactly how Frank Lampard's Derby played last season. All blood and thunder and everything going forward. Defensively they were caught. Yeah, exactly.
Which we'll see if Chelsea's going to be as loose as that. As here comes Mount out towards the right-hand side. Gets the ball to Pedro. Pedro's got Azpilicueta on the overlap. Pedro ignores him. Fizzes the ball into Mount, who's just muscled off it by Harry Maguire, and that's why Harry Maguire's been signed. And he turns to his teammates Maguire to give a few instructions out, and he's the new ringleader at the back. You see Mason Mount turning away, but yeah, I mean, I like Lampard's audacity. At the end of the day, it's the old cliche: if the kids are good enough, the kids are good enough. Simple.
Yeah,
definitely. Age is a number.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about Abraham. The problem is Giroud mobile enough to play as flexible as Abraham does? Batshuayi needs another chance as well at Chelsea. He's barely been given that proper opportunity. So he's got three players that are all desperate to prove they can still lead a line for Chelsea. Giroud probably could do it quite easily and get 20 goals plus if they gave him the service, I think.
Well, definitely, yeah. I mean, Giroud's such a good... He always gets goals. He always finds himself to get into good
got
positions.
15 plus, like 6-7 years in a row.
He's perfect for a fantasy football team, isn't he?
Certainly is. As the ball goes out the left for Martial, it's in towards the Frenchman now. Crosses the ball in. Emerson chests it down. Oh, he almost gives Lingard a sniff, but he's hooked it clear. Made it look like he knew what he was doing, Emerson, but for that split second, the Chelsea fans in the away end at Old Trafford have had their hearts in their mouths. 4 minutes to go. Manchester United 1, Chelsea 0. Now Wan-Bissaka turns round and just looks on at his teammates, waiting for some runners. Pogba's been marked by Mount. He just nudges him off the ball and then tries to out-muscle him away as Mount keeps going. Pogba tries to give him a bit of a nudge and a bit of a needle in that battle, perhaps, as here comes Maguire over halfway. He just tries to go left to Shaw, and he does. He's got Abraham behind him, Maguire. Maguire just shields it from the England international. There's De Gea towards McTominay. Curling ball to Wan-Bissaka. Emerson's very high up the pitch and he intercepts and concedes a throw-in. He's got McTominay there in short. I think he's got a decent season ahead of him. He's powerful, he's rangy, he's got a good engine on him.
Well, he's been given the shirt on the opening day of the season. It suggests to me that he's had a good pre-season, so that obviously his manager has faith in him. He's just got to keep consistent. And sometimes when you get young players, they can be in and out of form pretty quickly. So he's just got to have faith in it from his manager.
Yeah, poor from Maguire there as he steps up and gives the ball away. Mount's going to go retrieve it, and here is Ross Barkley. It's not the best pass to Pedro. It makes Pedro work a bit harder than he should, and he's given him a hospital ball, so Shaw nips in to Martial, back to Shaw. It's a 4-on-3. Lingard's charging into the area. It's out to Martial. Pereira's up there, no sign of Rashford, as here is Shaw. Rashford finally joining the attack as Shaw jinks inside. It's stopped by Jorginho. Pedro goes out, and then Pedro gives the ball away. It's shocking from Chelsea at times, their ball distribution, as now Rashford gets another chance to run at the Chelsea defence and into the box. One little inside ball to Martial. He's going to return the favour. He's going to drag it back and go on his own. He's gone without the ball, and Jorginho picks up the pieces.
Yeah, well, at that time it was Chelsea watching Martial, just keeping hold of the ball, watching him quite closely. Don't dive in and wait for him to make a mistake as well, but standing strong and not allowing him to have the chance to move the ball forward or even have a shot.
Yeah, Barkley goes forward. He's chopped down. That should be a free kick to Chelsea, surely.
It should have been, shouldn't it? Really. Barkley was caught then by Pogba. Yeah, disappointing that in the end, really. Anthony Taylor missing that one. Maybe a VAR.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious he's got to try and clip him, and I've seen bookings given because he's behind the man. He goes down the side of his ankle, puts him off balance. He's away down the right touchline, and then all of a sudden you say, actually, let's start again. So there's Maguire out to the left, into the feet of Rashford. Rashford's going to come forward. It's in towards Kovacic. Good pass into Abraham. There is Lindelof to Wan-Bissaka. Forward into Pogba. Pogba's going to go to the left here, you'd think, by the way he's positioning his body, but he decides to delay the pass and eventually go back to Maguire. Turn around then, Pogba, as if he wasn't happy with the movement. Well, all the teammates moved, he just didn't pass it early enough as McTominay gets it across into the final minute of this half. What's been an enjoyable 45 minutes for myself and Paul Fisher.
Yeah, it's been a good game. It's been a really good game, this.
Here is Pogba, he's got loads of options and he decides to go out to the left for Martial. He's going to drive at the Chelsea defence. He's got Shaw in the overlap, he goes to you, Shaw. Little cutback looking for Lingard, it just starts to get caught underneath his feet and Christensen goes to retrieve it. Now here is Mason Mount. Now what can he do in possession? He lays it off in towards Pedro. I think he's still showing Pedro he's got it at this level. He's got really quick feet, the Spaniard. He nips it away from trouble and it's out towards the far side. 2 minutes of stoppage time. There is Kovacic, Jorginho again. Jorginho goes sideways towards Emerson. Emerson can look back now and go into Kovacic. Kovacic comes forward. Emerson again. It's into Kovacic once more. Cross into Jorginho. Out to the far left. Down the line they come. Into Pedro. Pedro goes back towards Emerson. Here is Kovacic. Can he pick out a pass? He's going to go for an ambitious one. McTominay intercepts. Hook clear down the line. And here is Zuma. Kovacic. And now driving forward is Christensen. He loops it up to the right hand side for Azpilicueta. He's going to get one chance to cross it, you feel. He puts his foot right through it. It's very, very high and hanging. Only as far as the back post then, as Emerson picks up the header cleared by Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Mason Mount trying to get past Pereira. Mount jinxes inside but goes towards Kovacic, who goes inside towards Jorginho, who's pointing and saying, come on, let's make a run. It's now out to the left for Emerson. Chelsea here knocking on the door, but can they find a way through? They need to start making the really risky pass. They've gone for a couple of 1-2s on the edge of the box, needed a bit more space. They've still got it though. Jorginho out to Emerson, across to Kovacic. Kovacic floats it to the far post. He was too close to De Gea, who packs the ball into the floor, and now he's going to say to everybody, let's calm down and let's see this one through to half time.
Yeah, definitely, I think so. Calm heads needed. Let's just wait and gather. Chelsea have had a bit more of the ball, I think, than Manchester United, but it really has been an open game and something that's quite interesting, and that is half time. Anthony Taylor blows his whistle and Marcus Rashford's penalty separates the two sides as Manchester United lead at Old Trafford by 1-0.
Half time at Old Trafford, it's Manchester.
Right, so it's half time, it's 1-0 to Man United. If you are going to lead the stream, because it's half time, make sure to subscribe to the channel and then come back in 15 minutes for the second half, because at full time we will be doing a mod upgrade, so I will be making somebody a moderator. So if you want to be within a chance of getting moderator, you need to be subscribed and you need to be in the stream at the time and be commenting on the stream, so I can see who's in the stream to give moderator. But what we're going to do now is we're going to look at the stats at halftime. We're going to read out the player ratings so far, and then we'll look at the current league table as it stands with this result. So the match facts. Let's not go on this. Let's go on. I guess we're going to have to do it like this and then. Actually, there it goes. It shows it now once I've zoomed in. But these are the match stats. Oh, if I do that's perfect. So, 45% possession for Man United, 55% for Chelsea. 5 shots to Man United, 8 for Chelsea. 2 shots on target for Man United, 3 shots on target for Chelsea, and then 1 corner each. So, looking at the stats, Chelsea have been the better side, but Man United are winning with that penalty. It was scored by Rashford in the 18th minute. I haven't seen the penalty, so I don't actually know how good it was, but I'll look at the highlights on Match of the Day tonight. But what we're going to do, we're going to look at the league table as it stands. So if the score stays as it is, Man United will go up to 7th in the league, and Chelsea will drop down to 14th. But it's only the first game of the season. There is still 37 games left, so West Ham could end up still winning the league despite them being last at the moment. It doesn't really matter. But Man U 7th, Chelsea down to 14th. So if you have any questions in the chat, I'll try and answer every single one of them. Whilst I look up the match player ratings. Does anyone play Rainbow Six Siege? I don't play Rainbow Six Siege. But the match thing. But someone else predict the full-time score. Josh thinks 3-0. AFF thinks 2-0. JZZYHD says 1-0. That was my prediction at the start. My prediction at the start of the game was 1-0. Harry says 2-1 to Chelsea, I believe. Not sure which one. Hi, welcome to the stream, Morgan. Will you be showing us the game? I just joined. Alright. What I'm going to be showing, so we'll have this scoreboard here, which will show like who has the ball. If you like go back in the stream like 10 minutes, you'll be able to see what we're going to be showing, and we'll have commentary over the top as well. Man City off to win Premier League game. Yeah, that 5-0 game. It could have been 6-0 as well, but Sterling was like a millimetre offside or something stupid like that. But 5-0 win to start the season is pretty decent. Jake says 1-0. Moore says 3-1, I'm assuming. 2-0 Man U. 3-1 to Chelsea. Oh, 3-1 to Chelsea. I think Chelsea will score 3 goals in this second half. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to read out the player ratings. I'll keep the thing on that whilst we wait. So the player ratings for Man U: David De Gea has a 7, Harry Maguire has a 7, Wan-Bissaka has a 7, Lindelof has a 6.9, Luke Shaw has a 6.8, McTominay has a 6.7, Pogba has a 6.5, Lingard has a 6.5, Pereira has a 6.3, Rashford has a 7.3, and Martial has a 7.2. So Rashford, the best player for Man U, but Martial's doing pretty decent. Maguire and Wan-Bissaka on their first Man United Premier League games doing really good, and De Gea in goals also doing alright. Looking at the Chelsea things, Kepa's got a 6.4, Zuma's got a 5.6, he must be playing really bad. Christensen's got a 6.5, Asby's got a 6.8, Emerson's got a 6.7, Jorginho's got a 6.4, Kovacic has got a 6.7, Ross Barkley's got a 6.4, Mason Mount's got a 6.8, Pedro's got a 6.9, and Abraham has got a 6.6. So best player for Chelsea is Pedro, but Mason Mount, Asby, and I say Emerson and Kovacic are doing alright as well. But for Man U, Rashford at the moment the best player on the pitch, scoring the penalty. Martial's done alright. De Gea, Wan-Bissaka and Maguire also doing pretty well. But let's see, how long have we got to the second half? We've got about 8 minutes till the second half. So you can either leave and come back in 8 minutes, or just stay in the stream for 8 minutes. Jake said, who do you think will win the Premier League? In my Premier League predictions, I said Man City, so I'm just going to stay with that. Mance's hand was offside. Apparently for the offsides your hand doesn't like count as being offside because you can't, because in football you can't use your hand, so if your hand's offside in football it doesn't count as part of your body. So it must have been like his shoulder or something that was just offside, which made the goal get disallowed. Who do you think the best player in the pitch at the moment? According to this app that says the player ratings and stuff, Rashford's been the best player, but I haven't actually watched the game, so I can't really tell. I've only been listening to the commentary that I'm doing, so listening to the commentary, Rashford's done alright, but Martial's done alright as well, so probably Rashford because he got the goal. And he won the penalty, I'm pretty sure, as well. Be interesting to see what the score is at full time. I predicted 1-1, so hopefully I'll get my prediction right, but it doesn't really matter if I don't get it right because I haven't put better on it or anything. I like Rashford's calmness during the penalty. I have to watch the penalty. I haven't seen it yet, but after the game or match of the day I'll watch it. We've lost like 60 people from half time. Hopefully they all join back. I watched your score vid. I'm not sure which video you mean by that. Unless you had a typo or something, meant to say like Spurs or something. Rashford was great. Who do you support? I support Man City. So I'm neutral for this game. I don't really care who wins because I don't think any of these two teams will be challenging for the title this season, with Man City, Liverpool and potentially Tottenham as well. Did you watch the Rangers versus Hibs game? No, I didn't. If that was today, was that today? It might have been. It was today, 6-1 Rangers. Defoe scoring a hat-trick. Nice to see ex-Premier League player scoring a hat-trick. Good start for both Rangers and Celtic though. What time was it? When I was watching Leicester Wolves probably at the time. Yeah, 6-1, yeah, I know. Who's your favourite Man City player? My favourite player is Leroy Sané. Shame he's injured for pretty much the entire season, but second favourite player probably De Bruyne, because that's the player I have on the back of my football kit. So I have a Belgium kit as well, because I went to Belgium last summer. Got a Belgium kit and he's on the back, so I guess De Bruyne's my second best player. Premier League score prediction. Oh, that video. Oh, yeah, I know what you mean now. Sterling's, yeah, Sterling's pretty decent, and he's English as well, so he probably should be my favourite player, but because I'm quarter German as well, Sane's probably my favourite player. And because he plays left wing and I used to play left wing for my football team. Well, I played left wing at the time Sané joined. So that's why I like him. And he's quite young as well. Hat-trick for Defoe, 2 for Morelos and 1 Oja. It's about midnight in my town, but I'm not asleep. I have a holiday tomorrow. Well, I hope you have a good holiday, wherever you're going. I'm assuming you're a Man United fan, because pretty sure it's Lingard or something in your profile picture. Yeah, it is. How much people we got in here? We've still got 30, so we've lost nearly 100 viewers. Everson, Dream T and Sterling got me 27 points and Garrett got me 5. In my fantasy team I have Allison and he got injured, so that was really annoying. But I've still got a few decent points from other players that played quite well. I need to check up on my fantasy team after this game, see how well my players did. Don't talk about Man U, I'm going to be sick. Can you just talk about Man City? I mean, I would talk about Man City, but we're doing a Man United game at the moment. But I'm going to do Man City Tottenham live commentary Saturday evening. Thank you, and yes, I'm still half time. Second half should begin in like a minute or two, so I won't have to talk about Man United or Chelsea for much longer. But I have Pulisic, he's not even starting. I was going to put Bernardo Silva in my team, but I changed it at the last minute. And he didn't even play at all because it was his birthday yesterday, so luckily I didn't choose him. Hate it when you put a player in your fantasy team and then they don't even play at all because, like, I don't know. I know it was his birthday, but surely Guardiola should let him play if it's his birthday. But the second half is starting now. I'm going to put back on the commentary. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and enjoy the second half. Wait, one last question. What country are you from? Everyone, I'm from England. I'm from England as well. Also, I'm going to be shout out anyone that subscribed. So shout out to Mustaf Moose for subscribing, and shout out to Karu Bell Walker. Don't know if I pronounced any of them wrong or right, but apologies if I didn't.
Corner kick's been taken, but early pressure from Chelsea. Manchester United 1, Chelsea 0. Marcus Rashford with the penalty. Chelsea on the attack, who've been excellent in this first half, and actually fact going forward defensively slightly questionable. Here comes his corner kick driven in. Zuma goes up, leaps above everybody else. The ball goes out of play for a goal kick. So run through the Manchester United side for you. David De Gea in goal, back four of Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Lindelof and Shaw, McTominay and Pogba, Pereira, Lingard and Martial in midfield. Rashford as the lone striker, although they've moved about a lot. As for Chelsea, Aretha Balaga in goal, Azpilicueta, Christensen, Zuma, Emerson, Jorginho, Kovacic, Mount, Barkley, Pedro with Tammy Abraham as the lone striker. It is Lindelof with possession at the moment. No subs made so far, but we anticipate some change as well. But it was a foul by Kurt Zuma that gave away the penalty, which Rashford stuck away with aplomb. It was pretty good going as well. Went ahead at half-time, Manchester United. I just saw a graphic there, but over 200 games they haven't lost in the lead at half-time. And that's quite remarkable. In the Premier League, good chance coming from Wan-Bissaka on Barkley. Moved down the line, but here's a chance for Chelsea to break. No. Lindelof watches it well. Both sides giving possession away. Kovacic caught late there. Going to be a free kick and maybe a yellow card. Anthony Taylor, yes. Yellow card given against Jesse Lingard. Worth a yellow, Tom? Yeah, just slightly.
I was going to say, I want to see how much he caught him, but yeah. And there's not much to moan about it. The thing is, he's top of the boot, he's under the studs. He is never really going to be able to deny the fact that he caught him. You know, he felt it straight under the boots. That's probably why he's kept himself to himself.
So here is Christensen for Chelsea. Long ball floated forward. Good header there by Maguire. Finds Pogba in midfield, moving that ball forward. A little back heel from Martial. Can't find Pereira. And it will be Chelsea coming away with it. Abraham holding the ball up well. Tries to move to the right then for Mason Mount. McTominay finds Shaw, moving the ball forward. Zuma steps across. And the challenge comes in from Rashford, from Martial rather. Ruth Balaga says to Zuma, that's okay, you've done well there. And that ball knocked into touch. In fact, there's an injury concern there to Martial on his shin. And he slid in there. Zuma, his compatriot, went across him. Martial continues. Shaw, Pereira finds Pogba, chance to turn and run, tries to slide it through. Can't quite do that, and Chelsea come away with it with Emerson. Now with Jorginho, gives Emerson a really difficult ball to keep on to. Playing then down the left hand side, Emerson still has it. Barkley moves the ball backwards. Diagonal pass to the right hand side, looking for Pedro to run onto that in front of Shaw. Ball came off Pedro last there. That's not Pedro's throw. Shaw's picked up a knock.
I think it is, you know.
Yeah, Shaw agreeing with me, saying it came off Pedro last. Ruth Balaga, Azpilicueta will take the throw. It's well won by McTominay. Mason Mount guilty of a little bit too much aggression there, complaining to the linesman. Interesting haircut Mason Mount's got.
Trendy apparently.
Yeah, raining at Old Trafford as well. So a shot of Sir Bobby Charlton.
He looks very well, doesn't he? Club legend. Some career.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Ball over the top, go down to play. And that will be a throw. That's Azpilicueta to take it. It's certainly been a good game. There's 5 minutes into this second half. Going down the line, under forward by Shaw. Hooked forward, then looking for Martial to try and get his way through, but the ball will make its way to Azpilicueta down the right hand side and knocks it long. Then Abraham's not there. It's won by Lindelof. First time ball from Pedro will spread for Emerson to sprint down the left hand flank. He breaks into the Manchester United half. Emerson again finds Barkley. Barkley to Pedro. Pedro tries to move the ball into his left boot. Does have a strike and it was curling, but it needed a few yards backwards to curl into the top corner there. Good effort though, and good movement from Chelsea that time. There's an attacking threat. They're pacey, they're quick. It's exactly what Chelsea haven't been the past 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, it was decent, wasn't it? It was, I think it took a deflection behind for a corner.
So, good spot. Mason Mount will take the corner kick. He's looking for Kurt Zuma, who's in there, unmarked. Into the area. Abraham goes up for the head. So does Christensen. Chance for Manchester United to clear with Rashford, but he tries to take it with him. Mason Mount's there, but Rashford does well to clear. But I think the ball's gone out for a throw. Yes, it has. So dilly-dally in Manchester United in defence there. Need to get rid of it quickly. Chelsea's pressure exerted, but they started the first half well though, didn't they? Chelsea, and then United go into the
rule, to be honest. I can see why it might be brought in.
So, Jorginho there, picking up his first yellow card of the campaign. Who's going to take this free kick then? Pogba?
You'd say so, Pereira might.
Yeah. Pereira's the man. Kind of float it into the area, I think is the instructions. Maguire's been told to get in there. Yeah, it's free man to the right if you want to use Wan-Bissaka. Edge of the penalty area. Yeah, that's something you could use. Yeah, there you are. It's, well, he's got the ball eventually, Wan-Bissaka. It wasn't a great ball to him. The cross comes in, well headed away.
Good cross to see. It was forced that far wide.
Yeah, absolutely. And he gets a second opportunity now. Finds Lingard, spins away from his man. Chance for Lingard to have a strike. No. Goes square then to Shaw, but it goes way across Shaw. Shaw chance to move the ball then to Rashford. Rashford's going to take on Azpilicueta. Still has it now, trying to slide it through. Still has it. Moves it to the right hand side then for Pogba. Ball into the middle. Back heel for Maguire. Chance to spin and turn. Leaves it then for Rashford to have the strike. It's blocked. Back out to Shaw. Shaw down the left hand side. Edge of the penalty area. Martial tries to move it forward. Gets a second bite of the cherry. Moves it back inside for Lingard. Lingard finds Martial. Martial to Pereira. This is all over the left hand side now. Rashford has it. Right for the cross comes in. It's behind Pogba. McTominay trying to win possession. He does well. Trying to get to the byline, but well watched by Barkley. He needs to clear his line. Just clear it, man. It's quite simple. Sometimes midfielders try and take on about 3 or 4 players. Just clear it.
Yeah, I mean, Shaw goes down there. Good work from Abraham to unsettle the United defence, but yeah, I think it wasn't the best really from. Well, I mean, he did all right, Barkley, but he's making people nervous, like you. You're getting a little bit nervous there.
There was. Well, I was just thinking, like, where's he going with this ball? But if he's in an England shirt, you know, they'd be all over him.
Hey, you've obviously got something against him.
I like Barkley, good player. Ever since you never sold him.
He did make it quite nerve-wracking there for no reason.
Long ball over the top. Lindelof clears. It goes skyward. It's not going into touch. So, Jesse Lingard's there. He's penalised for a foul. He then complains to the referee. And he's a little bit frustrated, Tom.
Well, again, it's an obvious foul. It's a little nudge in the back. The Chelsea players waiting for him to do it. He does it. What do you want the referee to do?
Exactly. Ball back then with Jorginho. Finds Mason Mount. Comes deep to collect possession. Moves it to the right for Azpilicueta. Right for the cross comes in. Oh, it's Barkley getting up for a header there. It's picked out Emerson. Left footed strike. Good save by De Gea. Pushed inside the 6-yard box. He plays it away. It's cleared away eventually. But Emerson's left footed strike. Good save. A decent high for De Gea, yeah, but still had work to do to move to his left hand side. And we're just over 10 minutes into this second half. It remains Manchester United 1, Chelsea 0.
Good start to the second half from the Blues. Chelsea still 1-0 down on the score sheet, but they've had the main 2 chances of the second 45 minutes so far. The first fell to Pedro, a corner, deflected effort just past the far post, whipped towards goal, and he's looked quite sharp today, the Spaniard, ex-Barcelona man, cutting off the right wing and creating a number of chances. And then Emerson just had a stinging drive, tipped away by David De Gea, used both the palms to get it clear away from goal. But good shot from Emerson, who's got forward today so far, and is impressed as well. But still Manchester United 1, Chelsea 0.
Emerson with the cross there, and he managed to clear it, Manchester United. But Chelsea on the attack again. Barkley trying to weave his way through. Good footing from Scott McTominay. Little back heel then from Kovacic. Finds Mount. Back to Kovacic again. And he goes in turn goes square to Jorginho. He's harried by Martial. Mount picks up loose ball, drives at the United defence, but he's squeezed out of it. McTominay was caught late then by Abraham, and that'll be something to be taken a look at. Abraham realises what he's done. McTominay was really caught on the shin then. A yellow card for Tammy Abraham. Is it this where they'll take a look at it, Tom? Or it's just nothing. It's shin pad, isn't it?
Yeah, he's caught him. It's a card. Just move on. There's nothing in it really. A player that's desperate to get to the ball. There's no studs up. It's the shin.
And there we go.
That's why he's laughing. You know, he might be in pain, but he's not putting studs into his feet to hurt him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Emerson's shot coming in last. I've been impressed by him today.
Yeah. Well, this is it. Maybe he, fits into the Frank Lampard. He's a bit quicker than Alonso. Or cuts inside a little bit more than Alonso. I know Alonso gets goals, doesn't he? That's different. It's a good save that from De Gea. That was right through the legs of Wan-Bissaka, that. From that shot from Emerson. Substitution then. Who's going off?
Ross Barkley.
So Ross Barkley goes off, replaced by
Christian Pulisic. Competitive debut for Chelsea.
But he's been on loan.
No, he was Dortmund's player, and they sent him back.
Yeah. So Harry Maguire's possession then for Manchester United, knocks the ball back to De Gea. And it's now for the right hand side with Lindelof, who finds Pogba, plays the forward ball, but it's not great, but Zuma picks out and then finds Jorginho, and in turn finds Pulisic. And now then with Kovacic, and now Emerson. Pulisic has possession over the far side. Now back in the middle, almost lost possession then did Kovacic. How many midfield players have Chelsea got then? Are exactly the same type.
There's a lot.
Small attacking midfielders.
Pulisic is obviously the standout name in there now. American international, Borussia Dortmund star, and paid big bucks for him before their transfer ban kick-started.
That's Blackwater. On the right hand side.
Good work from Rashford.
Yeah, so defensive duty, did particularly well. So 60 minutes gone almost. Manchester United 1, Chelsea 0. Luke Shaw with the throw. Pereira with the header forward over the halfway line. Zuma has it and will knock the ball back then to Kepa, Arrizabalaga. And it's played out to Emerson. He moves that ball forward for Pulisic. And again turning gets past, but Pulisic gets caught then by Pogba. And he's down holding his stomach now as Pulisic probably winded himself, landing awkwardly.
Yeah, he turns pretty quick.
Yeah, it certainly does. Gets between two.
Into Pogba, and
maybe Pogba's could have got a yellow card there.
He's going to wind himself doing that. That's going to hurt.
Yeah, there'll be questions saying why didn't Pogba pick up a yellow card? Because he's done exactly what Jorginho did. There is the aforementioned Jorginho with possession. Moves it to the left hand side. It's just out of Pulisic there. As Wan-Bissaka couldn't keep hold of the possession. 1-0. Good game. Good start to the Premier League season for these two. What have been made of the Premier League weekend? Complete with VAR.
It's been alright, hasn't it? Yeah, and Liverpool and Man City setting the standard. Spurs and Arsenal keeping up pace and trying to make sure they don't get too far away with them with some, of course, smaller margin victories. Sheffield United look like they belong in the Premier League. They dug in against Bournemouth. Glaringly bad result for Southampton, by the way. So, yeah, all round so far so good, but a long way to go, of course. And next weekend's the first weekend we've got a Friday and a Monday game as well.
No, right, there's no Monday game tomorrow. All played into the middle there. Chelsea dilly-dallying again. Zuma caught in possession, gives away a corner.
He does well there, though, because he can't turn round. If he turns the other way, he's going to lose the ball. He tries and then realises, so he goes, well, I'll go the other way. And I'd rather see him concede a corner if I was a Chelsea fan than give the ball to Rashford in the box.
So effective, if nothing else, from Zuma. Corner kick then for Manchester United. With Chelsea sort of blown their 15 minutes right now. Delivered by Pereira. Looking for Harry Maguire. He gets the header back across. There's no red shirt there. Chance for Chelsea to clear with Kovacic. Little back heel finds Abraham. Pogba's with him. Abraham needs to clear it, and he does. Second opportunity. Knocks it into touch. It's going to be a throw. It is a throw taken by Wan-Bissaka. Maguire makes his way back to his position. McTominay finds Shaw. Game's getting ever so stretched now. Shaw looks up. Finds Rashford. Rashford goes backwards to McTominay. And the ball goes over the far side. And it's out of play. England boss Gareth Southgate will be an interesting spectator. Seen plenty of young English talent there. And his coach Steve Holland alongside him, one-time coach of Chelsea. Here's a play down the right-hand side for Chelsea as Ruth Bukaga possession for Christensen, and now for Zuma. Emerson. Chelsea just trying to work out a way to break down United and get level again. Here is Christensen. Emerson moving forward. Pulisic then now moves the ball inside again for Kovacic. Now Emerson, left foot across, comes in, it's blocked. Wan-Bissaka finds Mount. Mount holds the ball up, goes backwards. Kovacic across to Emerson. Patient from Chelsea, but they're struggling to find a collection of blue shirts. They're all stood together at the moment. They need to spread out a little bit more. Kovacic finds Azpilicueta and backwards to Christensen, and again they've been pushed all the way back here, Chelsea. Diagonal pass to the far side. Emerson inside then to Pulisic. Patient from Chelsea. Jorginho to Kovacic, tries to throw it forward behind Abraham, back to goal, trying to flick it forward. He thinks he's dragged back by Maguire there, but chance now for United to break. Here's Rashford, plenty of pace about him as well. He's got Martial to the left, Lingard to the right. The ball's just too much ahead of Lingard inside the penalty area. He moves the ball back to Pereira, who gets to the byline. Right foot across, comes in. It's the second goal. It's Anthony Martial in the right place at the right time. Martial breaks the deadlock for the Premier League season. What a cross that came in from the right hand side from Pereira, and there was Anthony Martial to double matters for United. It's Manchester United 2, Chelsea 0.
A superb cross from Andreas Pereira and a really nice finish at the near post from Anthony Martial has given Manchester United a 2-0 lead against Chelsea. The Blues gave the ball at the other end of the pitch. Tammy Abraham backing into Maguire and then falling over, and just as Chelsea preparing another sub, looks like Olivier Giroud to come on, Rashford ran at the Chelsea defence. He played a shocking pass to Lingard, who then teed up Pereira. He dropped his shoulder, went past Kurt Zuma, and Anthony Martial is in an area that all good centre forwards should be. Tammy Abraham should take note in this game. He's been out of position on so many occasions. Martial isn't, and he fires it past Kepa to make it 2-0.
Well then, my 2-0 predictions coming in. Did that come off Azpilicueta for an own goal? Could have done. May have done, but I'm sure Martial's going to try and claim it. It's 2-0, regardless of that. His third goal in his last 2 Premier League appearances against Chelsea for Tony Martial. And Olivier Giroud has come on for Chelsea, replacing Tammy Abraham. So diagonal pass over the top, then breaking through for Rashford. Can he score? He can. He makes it 3. Just a simple ball over the top, and the England striker had no hesitation then, just slotting the ball past Aretha Balaga. What a ball.
Confidence, and they lead by 3-0.
And Rashford couldn't miss that surely, as he recognises that Paul Pogba played that ball. Great stuff that from Manchester United's point of view. He will be absolutely delighted with that third goal, just to settle matters. See what they can do. Now, game's gone for Chelsea. They've got to just think about their formation. They've not played badly, but United's finishing has been something else today. It is Pogba with the assist. Lovely ball it was too for Rashford for his second of the game. Bring in Tommy a minute when the ball goes out of play. And Zuma steps across for Christensen. In turn it finds Azpilicueta. Pedro there, he's been a bit quiet in the second half, but McTominay trying to win the ball. It's a foot in, and there will be a free kick Chelsea's way. So Manchester United lead by 3-0. 2 goals from Marcus Rashford, 1 from Anthony Martial. And here is Tom to take us through to full time.
Yeah, cheers Paul, as here come Chelsea with Kovacic driving through midfield, nearly caught. He's eventually fouled by McTominay in a combination of Pogba. Referee telling McTominay that it was him that made the final foul. Referee has got the card out. He's telling McTominay, listen, I can't do anything about that, and ignore. You've given the foul away. I've got to book you. And that is Mason Mount now bending down to take this latest set piece. Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford, the two danger men. Mount getting ready to let fly by the looks of things.
It's a bit far away for a shot though, isn't it? Victor Lindelof booked.
So I thought that was McTominay that made the foul. I'm going to a replay hopefully. As here is Mason Mount. Is he going to strike from range? You're going to float this cross in towards Zuma, who gets up and heads over the bar. It's brave from Zuma. It's ambitious as well, and you've got to like his exuberance to get up there, and he gives Mount a bit of a high five to say good ball, and he appreciates the pass. Lampard looks down his bench, and a little bit frustrated figure, Frank Lampard. I think he's learnt from his team today.
That they need to defend a little bit stronger. But they've been blitzed by a side that is developing, that's, well, a year ahead of them, aren't they? Chelsea in a rebuild, but Manchester United are also in a rebuild, but these players have played together a lot longer.
Yeah, they're almost in trouble here. Jorginho with Lingard. Kipper launches it up toward the left-hand side. Good touch from Emerson, takes the ball away from 3 United players, and he appeals a really good ball to Pedro, who's got Giroud asking for it. Pedro goes on his own, he wants an overlapping runner. Emerson's gone across to help, all the momentum's gone out of the move. Emerson's going to shoot low and hard straight at De Gea, and Giroud turns to Pedro to say, come on, you've got to play me in.
Yeah, that's right, and he's had a good game, Emerson, as well, hasn't he?
He's Chelsea's best player.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with you there, Tom.
Here's McTominay through midfield, hospital ball. So actually, I think he's joint best player with Pedro. Yeah,
although Pedro, to me, at the start of the second half, just went a little bit missing.
Yeah, well, I'd probably say the entire Chelsea attack has, but here comes Kovacic. But yeah, I'd agree with you. Perhaps maybe could he go looking for the ball a bit more. Emerson as a wing back, of course, you don't really need to do that. As Pogba comes forward through midfield, he wants a runner. He tells his teammates that's what he expects of them. And now here is Harry Maguire at centre half. Ball cushioned out to the far side, and Lindelof telling his teammates to come closer to him. A little drop of the shoulder. And here is Pereira into Pogba. Pogba out-muscles Giroud, and the 2 Frenchmen collide. And Bissaka's told to go back towards his own goal, and he does, and he'll restart. And I think, I'm not sure if United defensively are strong enough to compete with the top 2, but from today's showing, if Chelsea are a potential top 3-4 team, Tottenham are, let's say United will be very confident of getting top 4 football next this season.
I think Chelsea will be battling for 6th, aren't they, on this evidence?
Well, you'd say they're the weakest in terms of not being able to strengthen. They've not had them allowed the allowance to sign players. Of course, Spurs have splashed heavily. Arsenal have splashed heavily. Only Chelsea for the first time haven't. They've been lingering, haven't they? As here comes Azpilicueta inside. It's a dummy from Pulisic. I think he was actually bringing it under control, but he missed it. As Pogba goes to get the ball, and Pogba's going to turn and drill it down the line. Good touch by Zuma. Good work by Martial to just cause a constant nuisance up there. Big amount of the change coming here, and it is this man, N'Golo Kante, that probably will be a regular starter, but for now, with a lack of fitness, Jorginho is the man.
Yeah, so he's only playing because of the African Cup of Nations finished quite late, though, didn't it? So he had a bit of extra time off, but now he'll definitely be in for the second. Is that Mason Greenwood?
Oh no, Kante. No, Kante is knee injury.
Oh, was it?
French, isn't it?
Of course it was, yeah.
No, it's a knee injury picked up against. He might have been pre-season game. But he picked up a knee injury while away in Asia. Came straight back to England for treatment. And the new substitute rule means that, of course, Pereira's now been told to go off the other side of the pitch. And the change is made. Daniel James comes on, the Swansea side, ex-Swansea man. Good luck trying to watch him in full flight. He is electrifyingly quick, Daniel James. Nearly joined Leeds United, but for a late change of heart from Swansea directors last January. Many Leeds fans believing that's the deal that scuppered their chances of being promoted, and he's gone to Manchester United for 18 million just 6 months later. So here is the run down the left from Pulisic looking for Giroud, but Harry Maguire steers the shot straight into the stands.
Well, I'm not sure Giroud's touched the ball yet, but he's been on and seen United score twice at that particular point. It's a bit unlucky, really, for him. He's got an opportunity here. Chelsea can get a throw into the box.
Yes, give us room, does Kante say, as he asks for a bit more space. Here is Pulisic down the left. He's going to try and get the ball, but United scramble, hook it clear. And it's found at Azpilicueta. And in fact, actually, it's Christensen that comes and gets it. There is Kovacic. He was clipped from behind. That's going to be a free kick to Chelsea.
Yeah, it is a good work from them. Just inside 15 to go. United 3, Chelsea 0. Play from Zuma. Now for Kovacic. N'Golo Kante. And he just kicks the ball into touch, which is a little bit unfortunate from his point of view. Luke Shaw will take the throw. Here comes Lingard. Now for Martial, now for Rashford. Rashford trying to get the ball under control. Kante goes with him. She's trying to battle hard. There's Pedro. As Pedro wins the ball then from Rashford, moves that ball backwards. Clears up the end. Good header by Maguire. The ball will make its way out of play, and that will be a goal kick. United will claim in a corner. With 14 to go. It is Manchester United 3, Chelsea 0. That's game over, really. You're going to set off on 3 points. Azpilicueta. Ball forward. Giroud, Pedro. That's handball against Giroud there. Free kick for Manchester United. It's Ferguson. Shot of him in the crowd. We'll be happy with this. Now playing the right hand side. Here's Lingard. Lingard moves that ball then to the right then for James. Pretty quick cross comes in, blocked, corner kick then. Won by young James. looks to take the corner kick pretty quickly. And looking to make an instant impact in the game and get that ball into the box, and it's volleyed away then by Zuma into touch. And Bissaka will stop that ball going into play, and it remains 3-0 with 12 minutes to go.
It certainly does. Ball out on that far side.
Rashford just having his ankles clipped.
Yeah, now they just need to avoid all injuries, don't they? Come through the game as nice and steady as they can, and just make sure everything's all good for next week. Of course, Chelsea got the Super Cup.
Yeah,
it's going to be a big game. Liverpool will be the hot favourites for that. Been impressed by United then today?
I have, yeah. To be fair, it's nice and bright for them from the stale football that was under Jose Mourinho. They certainly want to impress Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and he'll probably feel himself he can work with younger players better than he can do with established players, and he's probably asked Paul Pogba, look, do you want to be part of this?
Yeah.
Because we could be good, you know, but I need you to commit more, and you can have a leadership role and whatnot, not feel like you're being upstaged by the manager half the time, and you know, so yeah, I think it could be good for Manchester United this season. Well, they give the ball away there though.
Yeah, they do, and it's given into the path then of Pulisic. He's run into traffic and he needs to improve as he gets back, and United charge forward with Rashford, so much pace. Dan James is bursting into the box. Rashford's going to strike and he runs into Kante. Kante takes a slight knock as he gets back to help out, and here is Azpilicueta. And James bursting across to try and make sure he gets to the ball, and James putting so much pressure on Chelsea. There is Pedro again, who's been so quick, jinking and ducking his way and just getting out of trouble so many times today, and causing a real problem for the Chelsea, I guess, other players in the squad to try and get him out of the team. Pedro, many probably would have felt that he is the main man. Could well drop out, as there is Kovacic, wants a 1-2 with Giroud, but it bounces off the Frenchman, who then brings down McTominay. United win possession, but the referee says it's a free kick to Chelsea. I thought that was play on, personally.
Yeah, I did as well. I could let it go. Move on. Yellow card issued.
Martial might have moaned to keep the ball out, maybe. Was it for back chat? I don't know. We've not seen it. Oh, it is McTominay. It's got a card. Scotland man.
Well, there's been a rash of yellow cards in this game.
Mason Mount's going to cross to take this next free kick. He's going to try and fire it towards the far post. Well, Zuma's gone down holding his face. Shaw turns around. Maguire's telling the referee to stop the game. Is ignored, and now Paul Pogba comes forward. Well, Kurt Zouma would have been in this position as Pogba runs towards goal. Can he get it through? He flicks it into Dan James, who takes a touch. James, he dummies. Can he strike? Deflected, and it's in. Dan James scores on his Manchester United debut. He goes wild towards the stand, celebrates, but the controversial element is that Kurt Zouma went down with a head injury at the other end of the field. But Dan James is the speed merchant I told you about. He's charged forward, and he's fired Manchester United to a 4-0 lead. Manchester United 4-0 up at Old Trafford, and it's Dan James that's got the goal. The speed merchant far too quick to keep up with everyone else. It takes some doing, and with Pogba charging forward, Chelsea were out of breath, but it shows just how well liked Dan James is in that Manchester United dressing room as he kisses towards the sky. Very emotional moment for Dan James after his summer move and a family bereavement in the summer, but a clearance long downfield. Pogba just drove and drove at the Chelsea defence after a 1-2 with Martial, and the only man that could keep up with him in a red shirt is the little Welshman, and he got the ball in his stride. He tried to strike it first, he'd missed the second attempt he'd failed, but then it hit the heels of
absolutely superb for him.
Well, I think
debut.
I think he lost his father, didn't he?
Really?
Dreadfully so in the summer since his move. Obviously very emotional, and he scored on both his Manchester United and Swansea debut. I thought he scored in his Wales debut as well. His first Welsh start that he scored. He doesn't mess around.
No, they've got some talented youngsters, haven't they? Wales coming forward, and I think Manchester United are sniffing a fifth there. There's still plenty of time for it. Plenty of opportunity. I mean, Zuma's okay. Let's just make that point clear as well. So, fair play to Harry Maguire wanting the ball game stopped.
Do you know what they've got now? That there isn't many teams that have it. Liverpool do, City do, Spurs. I wouldn't say Spurs do. They have raw pace. Dan James, Marcus Rashford, and Anthony Martial have to be, I think, will be in the top 10 of speed players.
Yeah.
In the Premier League. Wan-Bissaka's no slouch.
You think Chelsea are lumbering up with Giroud as their forward?
Mason Mount's not quick.
Exactly.
Pedro is, but Mason Mount isn't.
I mean, all credit to Giroud. He's not there for a quick pace ball through the middle, is he? He's there for a set piece header and whatnot. So he's a little bit unfortunate from Chelsea's point of view. But you're right. Mount's tricky, but he's not lightning pace, is he?
No, he's not. It's a big statement, this, Paul. A very big statement.
It is.
United have just given the ball away, by the way. They've given a corner to Chelsea.
Yeah, it is a big statement. You're absolutely right there. There's plenty of goals. There's been 4. We thought Chelsea might get a couple of them, though. But Chelsea haven't been bad, though, today. The thing that defensively, though, they've not been great.
I don't know.
Going forward, they've had opportunities.
I'm not sure. I just don't think they've had enough quality as Zuma's bursting to get back. Across comes Kovacic. She dispossessed Martial. Good work from Kovacic. I think Victor Lindelof's had a good game as well.
Yeah.
Gone under the radar a little as here is Giroud. Maguire tries to put him under pressure and out-muscle him. Maguire's thrown to the floor by Giroud. He got a bit too close there, Maguire. As here is Mason Mount. He's going to turn inside. It's a low shot. Good save from David De Gea, who of course had the worst season he's had at Manchester United last year. Huge chance for him this year to make amends. He's got all the ability in the world to do it and some, but it's a good save, that.
It is a good save. It's a good shot as well from Mason Mount. Really tricky play. He's going to be a good player this season for Chelsea. And you can see that the manager's got faith in him. That's why he's playing 85 minutes, and they've used all their 3 subs, and he's not one of them to go off. So you see a lot of Mason Mount this season. He can grow as a player.
Yeah. Here's one man with Max here as well, Mason Greenwood. Now Ole Gunnar Solskjaer says he's going to get game time this year, and I'm going to back him to score when I do. It's Mata's going to come on for Lingard, and it's Rashford coming off for Greenwood. And this is what we were used to with Manchester United, giving the kids a chance.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, most definitely. They need to do that at every opportunity they get. Mata comes on as well. Jesse Lingard.
Jesse Mata was slotting into that hole in midfield. Dan James going through the middle as well for the time being. Now he gets the ball, James. Shields possession and loops it up towards Maguire. And of course, what a player to bring off the bench in Dan James. Trying to change. Imagine being tired and Dan James comes in. Awful, wouldn't it? It really would. As Chelsea win the ball back from a poor touch from Greenwood. Here is Mount. He scoops it up in the air. It's to nobody. Really in a good position. Pedro's unable to bring it under control. McTominay tries to go past Kante and does well. Scott McTominay. Again, I do like Scott McTominay. He's powerful. He's tall. Box-to-box midfielder. He's got one of the longest stride patterns in the league, surely.
He wants the ball as well.
Yeah. He's very similar to Paul Pogba in height.
Yeah.
Instead of covering the ground, them two do it pretty effortlessly.
Well, it's keeping Nemanja Matic out of the team, so that says a lot.
Beautiful from McTominay, sweeping the ball out to the right hand side for Wan-Bissaka, who's going to try and charge in. He goes low and hard, looking for the run of Greenwood. Oh, he just misses it. So close. And Pulisic takes charge of the situation on the far left hand side. But United are just splitting Chelsea apart whenever they seem to really get into their groove. It's too much for Chelsea. There is Greenwood with some nifty footwork. He keeps possession, goes out to McTominay. I mean, there were some United fans that will probably feel they could have a bit of a title charge if they can keep up and keep everybody fit.
Yeah, I think that's a big question.
I think they'll come short defensively. And again, they're playing a team that you think are going to be fighting for 6. Not if this is a Liverpool, this is huge. But until they get to that tight, it's a case of let's just see how they go. Consistency has been the issue for the last 3-4 years. Losing to teams they should never really be used to doing so. But, all being positive signs for the Devils. They're pretty much the perfect day.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, if they can come away with no injuries, they've got some bookings, which I'll have to question, but if they can come away with that, no injuries, that'll be perfect. Well, I wouldn't say Frank Lampard needs to go back to the drawing board either, but his side really need to tighten up defensively.
Yeah, they certainly do. As here the ball out towards Pulisic, then steps inside right for his strike. It's blocked by Lindelof. Kante wins the header and goes on to try and chase it down himself. Dan James is going to go cover him. Kante in possession, then it's into Azpilicueta, who puts his foot through the ball. Good attempted header from Pulisic, but Maguire's brave and takes the challenge. And Azpilicueta again. Across towards Christensen. Sideways, Kovacic lets it run past him for Zuma. Zuma out to the left. Here is Emerson. Takes a touch. Goes back inside to Mount. Mount to Giroud. Got the best pass out towards Mount again on the left hand side. He plays it to Emerson. Emerson's going to take a touch now. Can he find a cross? He does towards Pedro. Oh, and it's gone wide at the near post. You feel they probably should be scoring from there, Paul.
Yeah, certainly. You'd think so. The cross that came in. Beautiful cross from Emerson as well. Yeah, he's had a great game, hasn't he? But wrong person, really, for getting the header on. Maybe Giroud should have been there. Pedro got there pretty quickly. The Chelsea think tank there, Jody Morris and Frank Lampard. He's not going to be happy, is he? He's conceded 4 goals.
Can't lose before and then be happy.
Yeah.
Just don't think it happens.
No.
If you are, there's something wrong with you. That's what I say. Something wrong if you think of falling on the face acceptably.
Yes.
I don't care who you are. Even if you were a non-league team, you shouldn't be happy.
Even if you conceded all 4 goals in the first minute, there's 89 minutes of not happiness. It cannot be. We can't be during the rest of the 89 minutes 0-0.
Oh, beautiful from Dan James. Kante's brought him down. It's a yellow card all day long. And Dan James is feeling the pain of that. Kante knows what he's doing. He's just been undone by James's pace and trickery. And he takes one for the team. And it adds to those list of cards we've had today. James drops a shoulder and he's on and he's away and he knows what he's doing.
Sin bin for Kante. I know there's only so many minutes to go, but that'll carry on over to the next game.
It's actually the rule in the National League if it's too late.
It's not. No, it's not. It's Sunday football at the minute. It's that low down there on the sin bin. So they'll be coming up.
Carries over to the next.
That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Starting with 8 men.
Start with 8 men, right?
Can you hold on?
7 minutes worth of 8 men, and then 3 come on at the same time.
So much more exciting. Here is Shaw. Back to Pogba.
Ice hockey.
Yeah, exactly. Pogba's up and under towards Maguire, who's really high at the pitch. Wan-Bissaka, scuffed effort, tries to go again. Him and Greenwood nearly got in each other's way. Well, they did get in each other's way. Could have kicked each other in the face at one point as well. It could have been nasty. 4 minutes of stoppage time. Tomine goes down the right hand side once more. It was Wan-Bissaka into Mata. Mata's going to try and go down the line, is he? In fact, it's into Wan-Bissaka again. It's Greenwood. Already had a minute of stoppage time already. It's Lindelof to Maguire. Maguire's going to try and go forward. He does to McTominay. Good work. Darted down the side to Greenwood. Could get another one here, United, if they want to try and go for it. Greenwood back to McTominay to Wan-Bissaka. They're just rubbing it in now into Chelsea's face here, United. Shaw drops the shoulder, goes down the left to James. James goes all the way back to Maguire. Maguire's going to go forward into McTominay, who dinks it over the head of Giroud, and United's fans will be enjoying every single pass here as it's inside to Mata, to McTominay. If they score at the end of this, McTominay over the top towards Martial, who chests it down. He keeps it under control, but he's gone offside as he did it. That would have been the moment of the match.
One hell of a move, wasn't it, that really? And just keep balling it. A few olays from the crowd. Yeah, they've been good today, United. They've been better than that. I'm underselling them, really.
I think they've been brilliant. Simple as they really have. As Maguire takes control, gives it to Pogba. Pogba's little sideways pass is incredibly slow, but Chelsea are that dull and bored of this running up top. They just stopped trying really for a second there. It's Dan James. That's probably goes to the back of him. It's twice now in quick succession that James being dumped to the floor. I've got question marks over Azpilicueta this season. Don't know, his legs are starting to go on him.
I wonder whether him pushing into centre half position might be a bit better for them.
It's a bit too small though.
Well, but he's performed well there before, hasn't he?
Yeah, but if you look at Maguire and Lindelof, they've got nearly half a foot on top of him. You know, if you're playing against someone like Abraham today, he'd be not Abraham, sorry. You know, fair enough, Rashford and Martial, you're not that bothered. But if you go and play Andy Carroll at Newcastle away, which Carroll's not actually saying that sentence again. Still, here comes Emerson down the left. He goes. Now can Chelsea get a consolation goal? A minute and a half to go. It is with Pulisic. It's a ball to the far post of Giroud. It's a good idea. Giroud jumps in the air in frustration. You can see the idea behind it. He's not happy, Giroud. I think he expects better. A bit harsh.
Well, I mean, that cross wasn't great, was it, really? So.
It wasn't, but end of the day, he's tracked.
Yeah.
It's not as if he's turned around and tried to keep it. Wan-Bissaka's down on the far side, by the way. He's picked up a slight knock.
That'll be alright, I think. Alright, to continue. He's had a good game, hasn't he?
Great debut. Competitive, should I say. Here is Shaw. Nods. It's not Tony where he wants his teammates to stand, and he goes down the line. Then towards Rashford. Pedro. Kante forward. Good work from Kante, but it's not the best pass in the end. There's Pogba. Now Pogba tries to drive through midfield. I think Kovacic has had a decent game in the last 20 minutes. Every tackle he's put in has been pretty good. Nice 1-2 with Pulisic and Giroud. He goes wide then to Emerson on his left foot. Can he strike left footed? He's straight at De Gea, who punches it clear into the stands to keep the clean sheet intact for the next 15 seconds or so.
I think he's deserved the goal today, Emerson, hasn't he?
Three great strikes in the post. 2 good saves from De Gea. Getting forward well as well.
Yeah, he's had a good game. I think you're right, Tom. He's Chelsea's man of the match, Emerson. He can come out with this with a little bit of pride, even though he's part of the defence that's conceded 4.
Looping ball towards Maguire. It's going to be fizzled away towards the touchline, and that is that. Full time. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer starts the season. His first full season in charge.
Right, full time. It finished 4-0 to Man United, which is I did not expect. So we're going to look at the match stats, we're going to look at the league table, and then we are going to make someone a moderator. So if you want to be a moderator, stay in the stream for about 3 minutes, and then you maybe have a chance of being a moderator. So if you want to be a moderator, subscribe to the channel and comment mod in the chat. Just comment mod in the chat if you want to be a moderator, and then I'll add someone. I'm going to add someone every Sunday to be a moderator. But looking at the stats, Chelsea having 54% possession, Man U having 46, Chelsea having 18 shots, Man U having 11, Chelsea having 7 shots on target, Man U having 5, and then 3 corners for Man U, 4 for Chelsea. So Chelsea, looking at stats, weren't as bad as the score looks. Great commentary, cheers. No problem, Tin. Hope you enjoyed it. We're gonna see if anyone subscribed. So TNS Hero, thank you for subscribing, and TRNTY, thank you for subscribing. But we're gonna look at the league table, then we're gonna make someone a moderator. So Man U goes 2nd in the league now, I think. Yeah, Man U got up to 2nd in the league, above Liverpool, which I was not expecting. I don't think anyone was. Maybe some like 5-year-old Man United fans saying like it's 4-0. But Chelsea obviously 19th now after that loss, so they're in the relegation zone. I'm sure that will change, but with Frank Lampard as manager, I'm not too sure. So I did think Chelsea were going to have a bad season, and they've started off with a 4-0 loss at Man United. So yeah, but I'm going to make someone a moderator now. So if you want to be a moderator, type mod in the chat like Harry has, and then I'll add someone as a moderator. There's 20 people in here at the moment, so if you could type mod to make it more like better, because like if no one types mod in next to me, I'm just gonna give it to Harry. So he's the only one at the moment that literally wants mod. You went to your town, so yeah, that's fine. It doesn't really matter. At least you joined at the end, so just let me know. I'm not expecting everyone to be like in the stream like all the time. It doesn't really matter. So it looks like Harry's the only one that wants a mod. I mean, if no one else comments, then I guess I'm going to have to give you the mod, because there's 15 people in this stream, and I only have one active moderator, which is Josh, so there's like 13 other people, no, yeah, 12 or 13 other people in this stream that are like watching that aren't typing mod or saying don't really want to be a moderator. But what I'm going to show you quickly, once I've shown this, I'll give away the moderator. So next week I'm going to be doing Man United versus Wolves, so if you're a Man United fan you want to see that, subscribe to the channel so you can easily find that stream when I do it. And then any Chelsea fans, I'm going to be doing Chelsea versus Leicester. So next week I'm going to be doing the Chelsea Man U stream. The week after I may do Man U Crystal Palace, I'm not sure yet. I'm going to do Norwich v Chelsea though, most likely. Then I'll either do, I might do Chelsea Sheffield United as well, and then Man U Southampton. Well, I mean, nobody's commenting mods, so I guess I'm going to have to give Harry them all. Can you do the Super Cups? The Super Cups on Wednesday, but I may do it, I'm not too sure yet, because I have football training, and I come back at 7:30, like, which is half an hour before the game. Like, no, I come back 10 minutes before the game from football training, actually, because it takes me 20 minutes to get back. So I'll be back like 10 to, so I might, I'm not too sure yet though. But where's my chat? So the chat's here. Harry's the only one that wants the moderator, so I guess I'm going to have to give it to him. So here we go. Harry is our new moderator, so that's the mod upgrade done. Next week I will be making someone else a moderator, so if you want to be a moderator, subscribe to the channel. And then let's see, Sunday in Chelsea, once Chelsea v Leicester's done at this time next week, I'll be giving away another moderator, so hopefully get a few people in there. But thanks for watching the stream. Well done to Harry, who's our new moderator. We are now 14 subs away from 1,500, so that will be our goal for our next stream, which will be on Tuesday. So I'll be doing Leeds v Salford on Tuesday, so if you want to see that, subscribe to the channel. But I'm going to end the stream now, so thanks for watching. I'll see you